Goodness. We're doing more tier lists.
More tier list time. I lied. This isn't tomorrow. This is like a couple days after our first stream.
Yeah. They don't really know that, though.
What if they do, though?
It's a bit of a secret. That could be.
What if they do, though? What if...
There could be spies in the chat.
Okay. I guess we'll just dive right into it. We're doing Splatoon 3 weapon kits today.
Yep.
Every single one of them.
More Splatoon for the Splatoon fans.
More Splatoon for the Splatoon fans. Like me.
So
like
true.
me. That's what I am.
We love Splatoon here.
Okay, starting off, we got Clash Blaster. No one likes to see the Clash Blaster.
I'm glad we're starting off with my favorite genre of weapons right off the bat.
It's fun to use, though. The first Clash Blaster, its kit has Splat Bomb and Trizuka, but I don't remember what the other kit is.
I have two important things to say.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is, we're fine with these tiers, right? I think I'm fine with them.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
yeah. Five is a perfect number, I think.
Okay.
I like having one smack in the middle.
I might like an F tier, because some of them I really hate.
We can add an F tier.
Make it like purple or something, or blue. Add row below.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
I thought you edited it, and then... Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. What color do we want F tier to be?
I think purple or blue.
Black.
You can't read it.
Like death. Sure you can. I'm pretty sure it has white text.
I don't think so.
Or maybe it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Gray, because it's colorless and lifeless and loveless and nobody likes them.
So true. And then the second important thing I have to say is, we are ranking these sort of like overall, right? Not in terms of like a traditional tier list where it's like how they serve in the meta, right? Like how good they are. We're just saying how much we like them, pretty much.
Yeah, basically just our preferences.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the other Clash Blaster to make sure I'm not missing out on any of them, because I think it makes sense to rank the kits respective to each other. So the Clash Blaster that we're taking a peek out right now, its kit is Splat Bomb and Trizuka.
This is the main one.
Which goes pretty hard, but the other one has Curling Bomb Super Chump.
Which is way lamer.
Which is much lamer, just objectively. In certain game modes, it can be very advantageous, but generally, Splat Bomb Trizuka is much better. But then again, no one likes to see a Clash Blaster. And honestly, they're kind of boring to use as well.
This is going to be a really hard one to do like a collaborative list on, because I feel like we're going to have a lot of different takes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm generally not that biased. I only have a few really strong biases. But this, unfortunately, is one of my really strong biases, because I hate basically all blasters equally. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this would probably be an F for me. But I know that's extreme.
I do think one of the Clash Blasters at least deserves to go in S, but since this one is just objectively so much better, I think it should go in D.
Yes. I would even be yeah, I think D is
My first instinct is C, because I don't think it's complete garbage.
At least
it's annoying as heck, but I don't think it's complete garbage like some other weapons.
Well, yeah. I mean, Undercover is garbage, but at least it's like fun and cool, I think.
It's funny. It's a funny little gimmick, but it's balancing is awful. It's bad.
Want Clash in C or D? I'm trying to think of it in relation to other...
Shoot, my bad.
Did you click an ad?
I clicked the X on the ad. My bad, my mistake.
Because I'm trying to think, it's a pretty low. Do I like it? Okay, comparing to Lunar Blaster is a big for me. I think I like it less than Lunar Blaster. I think I'd put it in D.
You should like it less than Lunar Blaster.
I think I put it D and then I put the other one
I think D's pretty good. Let's go ahead and rank the other Clash Blaster. I know these are like sort of in order of like category and when they came out in the game, but I really wish they had variations right next to each other.
Yeah.
It just makes so much more sense.
It's right there.
I know. I'm looking down to see if there's any ones after it that I forgot about, and I did not. So...
I genuinely forgot that there was another Clash kit, because I never see that one. I never see the red one.
Now, this one... is this just the normal blaster?
Yes, I think. Or is that
the base
range?
Blaster?
Yeah, I think that's just blaster, because that's range blaster.
Yeah.
Normal blaster is...
It has Auto Bomb and Big Bubbler.
I think normal blaster kind of goes hard. It's probably my second favorite blaster. Mm-hmm. It's nowhere near CRB though. I think, for me, it's like a C. I think.
When you first initially look at Autobomb and Big Bubbler as a kit, it seems kind of bad, but I've always liked Autobomb for its ability to weed out opponents, like figure out where they're at, and force them to move. Also, Big Bubbler combined with a blaster is pretty good if you know how to use it well.
I've always liked Bubbler.
And also, normal blaster is a pretty good weapon. I've used it a couple times. I really like it.
Yeah.
This is a B or a C for me.
I would say C. I can't put any blaster except for CRB above C.
Come on. I like it. Okay, where would you put CRB? S or A?
B.
Oh, B.
That's gracious for me for a blaster.
Can blaster go at bottom of B just for B for blaster?
Sure.
B for blaster.
But CRB has to be higher than it.
Yeah, a lot of people can use this one very, very well, but I do think any range blaster is much better. Okay, let's look at
the normal range blaster
the second blaster. Actually, why don't I take a little break real quick and just get out my copy of Splatoon, because that'll make it much easier.
Oh, I see. That's fun.
Yeah. It'll make it much easier to find the different kits than just skimming through the wiki will.
Yeah, we got the wiki pulled up next to this so we can see it.
And it's kind of slow because I forget some of the names. Like I don't remember the name of the second blaster. If it's like the blaster Novu or Deco.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So, just a second.
I'm pulling our stream up because I realized I didn't do that.
Oops.
That's not you, is it?
Oh, no. I can't skip deep cut. I just have to... Okay.
That's chill. That one viewer isn't you, is it?
Oh, challenge. Okay. No, I don't have it pulled up.
Oh. I think there's someone watching. That's cool. Anyways.
Okay, blasters. Let's look. The
I'm
other blaster is the custom blaster. Okay, custom blaster kit.
Ew.
Is point sensor, triple splashdown.
I don't like that one.
I like it about as much as the first one.
For me, it's a tier lower than the first one.
Okay, I've used this one more, so I know I personally like this one more.
Yeah, but you don't like
point
Bubbler.
sensor is good for locating, and triple splashdown is just a good one if you know when to use it. I've watched way too many people just not know when to use a triple splashdown and just get themselves completely annihilated for it. But if you know when to use one, it can be a very, very good special.
Yeah, I guess.
So, let's see. Where is it?
I feel like it might be too much hassle to do all of the kits, because we have to, like, search for it every time. I think that's kind of annoying.
Well,
we can just
well,
do more time.
I set aside time for this. I wanted to do all the kits. Because, like, some of them, I want to rank, I want to rank the NZAPs against each other. I would put these next to each other. Custom Blaster is objectively a bit worse, but not too much worse in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, again, for me, I'd put it in C, but I don't feel that strongly. I mean, for me, the first one, again, the first one wouldn't even be in B for me, so...
We can put this one in C. C for custom. C for custom.
So true.
Okay, Luna. I used Luna for a little while and really, really enjoyed it. This one
I do remember that face.
This one has Splat Bomb and Zipcaster, which is honestly giving Zipcaster to a blaster is
devious.
Evil. And it's a very, very good weapon because of it.
Yeah, but that makes me hate it more. Originally, when we were ranking the first Clash and I was trying to compare it in my brain to Luna, I was thinking of putting Luna a tier higher, but now I think that Luna would just be a higher D than Clash.
High D.
It makes me mad.
Dang. I mean...
And I don't think it's fun to use. I mean, Zip is cool, but
Really?
it's too evil for me.
I would put...
I'd be willing to go see, I guess.
I'm affectionate towards Luna. When it first came out in the first game, I was like, whoa, that thing's so unique, it looks so cool, and then I used it for the first time. I was like, I hate it, it's so bad. But then I came back to it and gave it a second chance and ended up really, really enjoying it. Like, really liking it a lot. Even though the design is kind of stupid in my opinion.
I like it. It looks like Bubbles.
It looks like Bubbles. It looks like a weird little alien creature. And it's cute.
Well, you gotta... I mean, I said my case. What's your case?
You said you'd put it in D?
Yeah.
I'd put it in C.
I guess I'd be willing to put it in C.
Okay. Would you want to put it above or below custom?
Definitely below.
Okay. Now Luna Blaster Neo. Same thing, just with Fizzy Bomb and Ultra Stamp.
At least you're good at finding them. In there.
I could have done this before stream, but oh well.
This one's objectively
We're scuffed.
worse, I think. It's
It is
just
worse.
because it doesn't have zip.
It is just straight up worse.
And that's
Fizzy
why
Bomb
I don't see it.
Fizzy Bomb, I know you love it, but it's objectively kind of bad.
I think it is awesome. But I mean, again, I'd put it basically right next to the other one for me. I'd put it slightly... For me, if I were ranking it, I'd put it slightly above the other one just because...
Nah.
As a person that doesn't play the weapon and only comes from a perspective of having to deal with it, not having to deal with Zipcaster is great. But again, I would put the... If you don't like this one as much, then you should put this one in D, because I think they both go in D. So I at least want this one in D.
Okay. It's better than Clash, though.
Yes.
I'm ranking both of these... Like, I'm ranking all of them with a mixture of how much I like to use them and how much hate I feel in my body when I see someone else using them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, Clash, pretty fun to use. When I see someone else using it, it makes me want to tear my eyeballs out.
I mean,
so that's why they're so low.
I mean, that's part of why all blasters are so light for me, is because I hate using them and I hate people that use them.
Well, I like using them. I hate people who use them.
Yeah.
Okay, Range Blaster.
This
not
is-
CRB.
It's not CRB,
but
so for me it's C.
Suction Bomb is kind of bad, and, what's it called? Wave Breaker is also kind of bad.
Wave Breaker.
Yeah.
For me it's C, but
Good weapon, bad kit.
the kit is... Especially, I almost want to put it D just because of how much it's not CRB, because it's so close to being custom range blaster.
I
It's not.
can't say that this weapon is better than Luna Zipcaster.
Like
Luna Zipcaster is so broken, and Suction Bomb Wave Breaker.
I mean, I'm fine with putting it there just because,
Not
again, I think it disrespects custom. Speaking of which, I guess we're ranking that now, right?
Yup. This one is Splat Bomb Kraken Royale.
I think
This is a menace of a weapon.
I want to give it credit where it's due. I'm like, again, I've stated my biases. I'm very anti-blaster, but like, I think without those biases, like me speaking as for trying to be objective about their weapons in this game, I think it might be like S material.
It is.
But as I was saying before, for me it's a solid B, I guess. But
I say, objectively, any long-range weapon given Kraken immediately becomes an A or S tier. Because long-range weapons are nerfed by their range and charge time. Because if something gets up close to you, you're basically dead. But with Kraken, that completely eliminates your up-close weakness. Because if you know how to save it, then you're, like, basically just fine. If something gets up close to you, you pop the Kraken, and you win. Like...
Plus, it gets bonus points for being an homage to the Splatoon 1 kit, right? Because wasn't the Splatoon 1 kit the same? Was Range Blaster
I
with
think so. I don't
Kraken
remember.
and Bomb?
But... Yeah. I would be willing to put this in S tier. It is my most used blaster. It's almost at 4-star in my account.
Wait, this is your most used?
Yes,
I didn't know you used it.
I used it for a while.
More than Luna?
More than Luna.
Based. More than S-Blast?
Oh, wait. S-Blast. Nope. CRB.
I didn't know you use it. Okay, that's base. Okay.
So this is an S or an A for me.
I'd be willing... I guess I'll compromise for A.
Like... This is the blaster that made me say for a while that I loved blasters. And then I tried other blasters, and I was like, no, I just like
It's just
CRB and
yeah.
S-Blast.
Yeah, I forgot
Okay.
about S-Blast. I do like that boy.
Mm-hmm.
These
Next
ones
up,
are
we have
so
Rapid Blaster
mid,
Pro.
I think. These are like the definition of mid-weapon for me.
Yeah, very mid. This has Toxic Mist and Ink Vac. I feel like this weapon and its kit can be a nightmare on tower control. Toxic Mist, Ink Vac, ranged weapon, ranged blaster is a nightmare to go against on tower control.
Yeah.
It appears I've never used the weapon myself, but just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, this would be really good on tower control.
It's so puny.
It would be really good on tower control, but everything else...
I hate the,
everything else.
explosion size of the blast. It's so puny.
It could be good on Rainmaker. I can see it being good on Rainmaker as a defensive weapon.
I would put it higher than Luna and Clash for me, just because I respect it more than those. I respect people that play them more, but objectively it's lamer.
Its use is too niche for me. I would put it either here or here.
I'd put it there personally, but I don't like Luna, so.
I just think its use is too niche to put above Zipcast or Luna.
I think every weapon is kind of niche in their own way. I mean, yeah.
If it's not good in Turf War, then...
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, if you're good at it, I feel like it's kind of hard to say. A lot of blasters aren't great at, like, inking or whatever, but, like, they're supposed to, like, kill people, I guess, right?
Yeah, but I feel like every weapon should have at least a little bit of good inking capability. Like, even chargers can be argued. Like, they can clear out a good space for themselves pretty well.
Yeah.
But like a blaster, if you ink their feet, they may as well be dead. Like, especially long-range blasters.
I mean, I'm fine with that, I guess.
Rapid Blaster Pro Deco is a little bit better than normal Rapid Blaster Pro just because of its kit. It gets Angle Shooter and Killer Whale 5.1.
I do see this one more frequently.
Killer Whale is much better. I feel like I do get a little bit scared when I see other people using this. Like, people who know how to use this weapon, and they're pretty freaking good at it. This one's use isn't nearly as niche as the first one with Angle Shooter and Killer Whale.
Not gonna lie, I think this one's way lamer.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of biased though because I think Angle Shooter is like the lamest sub in the whole game by far.
It can get pretty annoying when people like know how to use it and they have a lot of sub saver.
But even then,
spam it.
Yeah, I agree. But even then, even when I have played against people that are good with it, which is rare, even then I'm kind of like, I mean, it's just Angle Shooter. Like I feel like I can, even when they're good at it, I can kind of just ignore it. Like, it's a weird hybrid between point sensor and I guess burst. But like,
yeah,
it's. And also, I think that I like the, I guess, as you're saying, nicheness of the first one more. It feels more like it has its own identity. This kind of feels boring to me. But I guess that means, I get that means it could be more applicable.
I would put this above the first one.
Just like directly above, like right above it?
Yeah, directly above.
I'd probably put it like... Well, you would say you put it... Oh, I was okay. I'd probably put it like top of D, I guess. But
I can't put this below the first one.
I mean, okay.
I would be willing to knock this down. I don't like looking at this above this.
Yeah, me neither.
How about we do, that's top of D, this is bottom of C.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
And then this guy.
Now we have Rapid Blaster. The first blaster I ever normally used, personally, it has Ink Mine and Triple Ink Strike. That's fairly good. I don't really see the use of Ink Mine on Rapid Blaster. I don't see it.
Not gonna lie.
But Triple Ink Strike is pretty good.
I think these ones are, like, somehow even lamer than the range versions. than the range Rapids.
Yeah.
I feel like they're
kind of like Clash, but puny.
They, like, don't commit enough to the gimmick.
Yeah.
But I still respect them more than Clash and
I'd put it there.
Yeah, me too, I guess.
Okay. Alternate kit is Rapid Blaster Deco, which has Torpedo and Inkjet.
I feel like I never, ever, ever see this in the game. Like, I feel like I've never seen anyone use this in my life. But I wish I did, because it kind of looks like it would go hard.
I can't find it. Oh, there it is.
I would put this...
I hate Torpedo. The only use I've ever seen for it is spamming it. Which, like... I just don't like Torpedo. Like, it's annoying and that's it.
Yes.
But I feel like that shouldn't be a weapon's use to be annoying.
I think it's good, though, at being... Like, it's annoying in, I think, a good way. Not like...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I would put it directly above the other one, personally. But I don't feel that strongly about it. Okay. I like Inkjet.
I've always hated Inkjet. I know that it's an objectively good weapon. I've just never been able to figure out how to use it myself.
Yeah,
but I'll
tricky.
take your word for it and put it right above the other one.
Yippee.
Now before we hop into the Brellas, let's go ahead and do the S-Blasts.
Oh, okay.
The first S-Blast has Sprinkler and Reef Slider. Sprinkler! It's always been kinda trash. It can be good for zones and other movement-based modes such as it. I can't find it again. Oh wait, what are these? Is this just... Yeah, it's just those again.
Same?
Oops.
Okay. Whatever.
Made an oopsie. Where's this blast?
It should be at the bottom. Well, there's the first one.
Oh, okay. So, definitely not as good as the second one, but Reef Slider is fairly good. It's gotten worse. I do not feel nearly as threatened by Reef Slider as I used to. You just move out of the way and then get them during the frames that they can't move. And Sprinkler isn't threatening at all either. Still, S-Blast is a pretty good main, but this kit is just not good.
I feel this inspires a similar emotion to me as the custom Range Blaster and Range Blaster relationship, because the S-Blast 98, is that what it's called?
91, I think.
Though that one is the only blaster that I will ever use. And this one is, like, making a mockery of it. It has the most underwhelming kit I think I've ever seen. It's, like, so depressing. I can't imagine using it. Sometimes, because I like the other one so much, I'm like, oh, I should try using the other kit, and then I look at it and I remember. So, for me, it's honestly a strong D.
Really?
Strong D. It's so disappointing
I would put it above
I'd be willing to
the Rapid.
Okay, yeah.
Just because the main is still good. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what's most important.
Yeah.
Okay, S-Blast 91. Burst Bomb and Booyah Bomb. This is a monster of a blaster.
My favorite, but only because it has Burst Bomb.
I spotted it just a second ago. There it is.
Burst Bomb, by the way, is my favorite sub.
Yes, Sam loves Blaster. I think this goes just above CRB. Because, like, just because this one allows for much more agility, and the Burst Bomb can give you much faster kills.
I mean, for me, it definitely goes above CRB, again, because, like I said, it's the only one I would use. And I'm a Burst Bomb apologist. But, like, again, CRB is a tier higher than I would have it, so I feel conflicted. Because we
can move this to top of B.
Okay, because for me, this S-Blast would also be top of B.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's fitting. Okay. S-Blast, objectively... Okay, I think
it's so fun.
I feel like S-Blast, CRB, and Luna Blaster are the only blasters you should ever use. Anyone should ever use. The rest of them...
Unless you want to be annoying and
the
use
rest of them, you either are very strange and have a very particular set of skills that nobody else in the world has, or you're just annoying and don't know how to play the game besides point and shoot, aka Clash Blaster.
Yeah, I like the design. I like
the
their
crayons are
idea
funny.
for S-Blast. Like, the having the different firing modes adds, like, just the smallest, like, layer of complexity to the weapon that makes it so much more fun than the other ones, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anyways, that's the last time I'll ever glaze a blaster. On
to the Brellas. I'd say this is the category I call garbage the way you call blasters garbage.
Don't worry, this is probably, like, my fourth least favorite category as well.
Tentabrellas I have respect for.
Yeah.
But, like, there's a reason you never see anybody using Brellas.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't like Brellas either.
First one, Splat Brella, has Sprinkler and Triple Ink Strike.
But I do respect them way more than blasters.
Honestly, I'm gonna be so for real. I would be willing to just put all the blasters in D or F. Not blasters, all the Brellas in D or F except for the Tenta.
For me, D and F are pretty special places for blast. This one's a pretty
I'm looking
C
at all
for
of them.
me.
I think the recycled Brella.
That's pretty cool.
They kind of fixed them with recycled. They kind of fixed
recycled.
Brellas, but undercover and normal Brellas, I just can't. I
like the first one's kit enough. I think the first one, and I always have respect for the, like, the weapon of each category, like the Brella, the roller. I think that's cool. For me, this one's a C. But
a C? Bottom of C?
Yeah.
I'd be willing to put it above
okay.
that. And then the alternate kit is the Sorella Brella, or Soraya. I don't know how to pronounce half these words.
That's true. I always assume Sorella because it rhymes with Brella.
Yeah. It has Autobomb and Inkjet.
I think it's just lamer than the first one.
Yeah,
actually, I mean, I think it actually might be cooler than the first one, but I don't respect it as much, so I'd be willing to put a D.
Yeah,
A lot of these takes are going to be very emotionally charged. I'm not thinking that rationally about them.
Okay. Now we have Tenta. Tenta, I will respect. Squid Beacon Inkvac is good. It's a very supportive weapon.
Yes.
It's got a lot of power. It's a good anchor and good support.
I have a silly thing where I used to have, like, 4 categories of weapons that were, like, off limits that I would never touch, but then I, like, decided to have one weapon from each of the categories I didn't like that I would choose to play. And for blasters, it was S-Blast, and for Brellas, it was Tenta.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
I think there's still one category that is off limits for me because I hate it so much. We'll get there. But point is, I don't like Brellas, but I really like Tenta. I think they're fun. This is not my kit of choice because it doesn't have Trizuka, and Trizuka goes so hard. But I do like this one, and I think sometimes I find myself switching to this one when I want to be extra supportive.
I like how this one feels like a team player. Like, I feel like if I'm in a match and, like, I'm in trouble and I see the Tentabrella, I'm going and hiding behind the Tentabrella player. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like I can count on them, especially with the Inkvac.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, this is a pretty biased one, but for me this one's B, and the other one would be A. But I know that might be a bit extreme for you.
The other one I might not want to put above the first one, just because it's not as much of a team player. But I feel like
it's definitely better.
Now that I'm looking at it, it might be better. You said B for this one?
Yeah, for me this one's B and the other one's A. But
I'm gonna put it below S-Blast.
I understand if you want to put them in the same tier.
Okay. I would be willing to put the other one top of B. Again, it has Ink Mine and Trizuka. I was saying that this is less team oriented.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm wrong when I say that. Like, I feel like...
No, I think you're right, but I don't think that's that much of a problem.
I feel like Trizuka actually might be easier to defend your team with
Mm.
ink vac, because if you're defending people with ink vac, you kind of have to be really close to them,
Yeah.
or they have to be behind you. But Trizuka, you can see like one of your teammates off in the distance, like in trouble, and you can just snipe the guy for him.
Yeah.
So I think I agree with you that this one is better.
I definitely went through a phase where I wanted that one to be my main, which is
Do
kind of
you
crazy.
want to put this above blasters?
For me, absolutely. You already know the answer
Okay.
to that question. Again, I was gonna put this one in A, but
I feel like I'll agree with you just within the scenario of I'm loading up a game and I see one teammate holding a Tentabrella and another teammate holding one of these two blasters. I'm gonna be more happy about having the Tentabrella on my side than I am the blaster.
also, just to say, I think it should be said, as a shooter game, this is like the closest weapon to like a shotgun type archetype in a game, and it is very fun to shoot people with it. Like the one shots you get with it are so satisfying. Like they're kind of hard to get, but like I genuinely think they're a super underrated one shot weapon in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're probably my second favorite weapon to get one shots with. So that's points.
Okay, both undercovers I want to put an F, especially the first one, because it has Ink Mine Reef Slider. Like I've already said, I think personally Reef Slider is trash.
Oh my god.
And it disrespected my baby Ink Mine.
Yeah,
My
that's true.
baby.
I was trying to...
I hate it.
In my head, I was like, yeah, that one deserves F, but I'm sure the other kit will make it up to D. But then I looked at it, and I'm like, oh my god.
Torpedo and what is it? Splatter
And
color
splatter
screen?
color?
The one that was giving people seizures.
Why'd they
for a
give them
while.
the worst kits? They're both, like, so garbo.
I know. It's like, one disrespects my child, and the other one is just the delinquent that, like, brought my child down, if that makes sense. Where is it? Where's Undercover? Sorry.
Where is it?
My bad, sorry. Here it is. Found it.
Why does it also look like that? I don't like the way it looks. Looks like it looks gross.
Yeah, this is like the type of weapon that I would see as like when I was little playing Splatoon 1 and being like, wow, this is such a good weapon!
Yeah, I used to
Splatter color
think...
screen is so big and torpedo is so annoying to deal with. This will be a great weapon to use. And then I think I'm doing good, but I'm really just not good at all.
I do remember the first time I saw undercover Brellas when I played Splatoon. I thought they were really cool, especially because undercover makes it sound cool, like, oh, stealthy, but it's pretty lame. Yeah, I was trying to determine which of these kits I think would be higher, but I honestly don't care because they both just suck.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
Isn't
on to
there-
the brushes.
Wasn't there another... I thought there was... Did we already do...
Oh, wait,
this
the
is...
recycled.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
order. Let's not do the order,
Yeah,
because
the
this
orders
is just
are
the same. It's just going to take up space.
Yeah.
Anyway, the recycled. Recycled Brella 24 Mark 1 is the full name of this thing.
Is that this one?
Yes. It has angle shooter and big bubbler. Now, I have to commend this weapon for being the weapon that fixed the normal Brellas, aka the not Tentabrellas. It's actually pretty good. I've used it before, and I was surprised at its, like, inking efficiency and damage output.
Yeah. I feel like... Yeah, I think it's cool.
I do think it has the most annoying deployable shield out of all of them, because it travels the fastest and reloads the fastest.
Yeah.
It's very annoying to deal with, but this is objectively the worst kit of the two.
Yeah, I think the Mark II is a better kit,
Okay.
for sure.
So Mark 1, where do we want to put the Mark 1?
Where have we put the... I think I'd be willing to say, like, right above the first one in C. So right above the original Brella.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I might want to say it's better than the worst S Blast.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Or
I
let
don't
me
like the other
think. Let me
S-Blasts.
think. Yeah, if an experienced S Blast and an experienced recycled Brella user get in a fight together, I think the Brella user is coming out on top.
I just respect the Brella more.
Okay. Mark II has Toxic Mist and Triple Splashdown. For a weapon like this that has high damage output but is a little bit difficult to aim, Toxic Mist does wonders for it. And I'll say again, triple splashdown is pretty good.
I think it's
especially
fine.
if you know when to use it.
I think it works for this weapon because people are trying to, like, get behind you and sort of, like, work their way around you, and so it's a nice way to sort of...
It's a good counter.
Yeah. For me, it's, like, I'd be willing to put, like, top of C, maybe.
Let me look back at Custom Blaster's kit real quick.
I'd maybe be willing to put it bottom of B, but...
I'll agree with you. Top of C.
Okay.
On to the brushes.
Now this is my mega forbidden category because
You have never used a brush, so I have half of mine to just not let you participate in this ranking.
Listen,
You've never used them.
I used them in Splatoon 2.
That doesn't count. That's been years.
That's fair.
That's been years.
Yeah, I mean, I can judge them based off of other people using them, and I've used them in like the test mode and whatever, and like story mode, but
yeah. Now, the only thing about brushes is you have to know how to mash. But the original ink brush, its movement makes it very annoying. Along with Splat Bomb and Killer Whale, is just objectively a really good kit. I used this for a while. I almost got it to 4 stars, and I really enjoyed it. I liked being annoying. I love any weapon where I can, like, jump scare other players, like, pop up right next to them and get them in, like, 2 seconds. And that's, like, that's Brush's entire deal. That's, like, the thing they do best. So this would... I feel like this would be a top of B for me. Because I think I would have more fun going back to Ink Brush than I would as Blast.
I'm just gonna... Okay, here's what we're gonna do for these weapons. I'm gonna just, like, say my blanket statement for all of them.
Alright.
And then you can adjust accordingly.
Alright.
For me, the Octo brushes are, like, D+, the ink brushes are F+, and the paint brushes are F-.
You see, a lot of people think the Octo brushes are better than the ink brushes, but they're just not.
I think they're
cooler.
They're
just not.
I like them better. For me, okay. I would request that none of them be higher than B, but it sounds like this one is your favorite and that you said high B, so that's fine.
Okay. I'd be willing to put it behind the first Tentabrella if that would make you happier.
That would make me happy.
Okay. Alt Ink Brush Novu. I don't know.
Ink Mine is kind of nasty on Ink Brush.
Ink Mine is kind of good. This Ink Brush's entire deal is get people to chase you, bait people into chasing you, and you get them. Ink Brush just itself is very good at baiting people into chasing it than just whipping around and getting them.
Yeah.
Ink Mine, I have used to kill Ultra Stamp users so much. Because all they focus on is chasing you down. And if you just place Ink Mines down while you're running away, they'll just run straight into them like idiots. Ink Brush, same premise. While you're moving away from whoever's chasing you, they will get tunnel vision from you. And if they get if they got hit by one ink mine, they'll just brush it off like, oh, it's an ink mine, it's not a single kill, but then you place another one down, and they run into it, and that one gets them.
Yeah.
Like a fool, like a Looney Tunes character.
I can't help but have a begrudging respect for the ink mine on that kid. It's kind of nasty.
I'm surprised I haven't even used this one. Actually, no, I'm not surprised, because I hate Ultra Stamp.
Yeah.
I hate using it. Half the people I see using it are, like, it sucks. The other half, you can tell they've been using it for, like, years and they've mastered it. So this is a special that's only good after you've mastered it, and that just drags this kit down so bad.
I am fine with... Like, if I was making it, I'd probably put this one, like, one higher than the other one. I think the Ultra Stamp is good for it, but you got Ultra Stamp bias,
I have
but
to
that's
think
okay.
of this objectively. I think Ultra Stamp is also a good weapon for if you're being chased down, you just pop it, whip around, and get whoever was chasing you.
Yeah.
And then that gives this weapon a bit more range.
I think...
But not as much as 5.1 does. In 5.1, another niche thing it does is it locates the other team for you. You can see where everyone else is. So, in my mind, that just makes it better than Ultra Stamp. And Splat Bomb is really good range for a very short range weapon.
I mean, there's a reason. Splat Bomb is the old reliable. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's the sub, and it's that for a reason. It's you can't go wrong with it. It's,
so this...
I think they're actually both really good for different playstyles. Like, the first one is more aggressive. It's meant to be, like, combat-y, and this one is intended for, like, the catch and bait runaway playstyle, which I feel like most Ink Brush players tend to go for.
Mm-hmm. If they're doing that, though, that's just the type of teammate that doesn't actually ink. They just run straight into the base to distract the other team. And that's... I'll call it a good playstyle, but nowhere near a reliable one.
Yeah, that's fair. I do...
So that's why I put it one below the other.
Yeah, I don't really care. They're all Ink Brushes to me.
The first Octobrush, I'd be willing to put a little above the Ink Brush simply because it has Zipcaster. Now, I know Suction Bomb sucks, but I can't tell you how frustrating it is to just be minding my own business when an Octobrush Zipcasts above me and just it gets me before I can't do anything because they're inking around me and they're inking me, so, you know.
Yeah, you've said that. I genuinely think Suction is good, but...
I loved Suction for a while. It is very good for, like, forcing people to move. Yeah. And you can be more precise with where it lands.
I think it's only slightly worse than Splat Bomb. And I think it's possibly the best the best sub for tower control. It's very good on tower control.
I'd be willing to put it there.
That's where I guess I'd put it, yeah.
Okay. The second Octobrush, Novau,
Vomit emoji.
Squid Beacon, and Inkstorm. Squid Beacon will always be good in my mind, but Inkstorm... it's a little bit worse.
Again, it's always hard whenever you have one kit that I think is really goated and then you go to one that is nowhere near it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, having a close range weapon with zip is so devastating that not going with it is like, it feels so sad.
Yeah.
For me, that drops it like at least a whole tier.
It does. How low do I want to go, though? Luna, it's not better than Luna with zip.
Yeah.
It's not better with Luna than zip. Better than... Okay, onto the pain brushes. These are monsters, especially in zones, because they ink so much bigger than you think.
Oh, yeah.
And both of the kits for this are monsters for zones. First we have Curling Bomb Wavebreaker.
I forgot.
Both are great for zones.
I forgot that it had a Curling Bomb. That's so strange.
These play so much differently than the other brushes, but they're very good in their own way. Like, they're nowhere near as, like, speedy and zippy. Like, you'll run out of ink so quick, like, using a paintbrush the way you do an ink brush. But, like, ooh, this thing's a killer. It's a killer.
Yeah,
This is the first one I think I'd be willing to put an A. The horrified look on Sam's face right now.
I already spoke my piece before. These are like a hard F- for me. These are like
really?
bottom
Have you
of
ever
the
used
barrel.
It before?
Yeah, I mean I've used it in like the training mode and I've seen people use it and stuff. I haven't flung into the swing of battle with it, but like yeah, I mean, I get that.
It's hard to rank this comparing them to the other ink brushes, because they're
That's
so
fair.
different.
They are very different.
They're
they basically
so
are a
different.
different weapon, but it's...
For me, when I first started, like, when I used these as a main for a while, this was, like, better than Slosher for me. Simply because, like, okay, say you're standing, like, on top of a tower, and there's a person below you. With the way the paintbrush hitbox work, you can just ink straight out, and you'll be hitting the person below you. But for the buckets, you actually have to tilt yourself down to hit them. If you hit straight out, your ink's gonna go clear over their heads.
Yeah.
That's like one of the things that makes paintbrush so good, because almost every single other weapon in the game, if they're shooting straight out, you could just hide next to the wall right next to them, and you're completely fine. But if it's a paintbrush, they get you so easy.
Yeah. I think I'd be like kind of heartbroken if they were an A, honestly. But I would be begrudgingly willing to put them in the top of B for you.
Okay.
But-
I can't decide which I like better of the two of them. We have the original Paintbrush with Curling Bomb and Wavebreaker. Wavebreaker I still do not like that much, and I don't think Paintbrush gets that most use out of it, just because its range is so wide. It doesn't really have a use for locating enemies. But the other Paintbrush has Point Sensor and Tentamissiles, which Point Sensor is a much better locating... It's still a locating item, but it's suited much better for Paintbrush's playstyle, and Tentamissiles, in my mind, will always be good. Because a lot of specials you can use, and they're just completely wasted when you do use them. There's, like, almost always a way for your weapon to be completely wasted. But, like, Tentamissiles, even in, like, stages that have awnings that don't get inked, that they can hide under, if you're shooting at them, then you know where they are. First of all, when the reticle pops up for you to use it, you can see where all of the other team is, and when you lock onto them, you can predict pretty much where they're going to go, and you can see where they're moving because of the missile explosions.
Yeah.
Not to mention that it's inking for you, so it's a really good way to get ink into the other team's base that they'll forget to clean up later.
Yeah, for me, honestly, the diff between Tentamissiles and Wavebreaker is enough to put this one higher for me. But the thing I was getting hung up on was the Curling Bomb, honestly, because I can't really see Curling Bomb on Paintbrush. Like,
yeah, it's very odd. It's the mobility alternative for it, because I said, when you're using Paintbrush in run mode, you run out of ink so fast, and that's what Curling Bomb is there to fix.
Yeah,
but
I
honestly,
get it. I
will say again, if you're using that Curling Bomb and trying to play Paintbrush like you would an ink brush, you're doing it wrong.
I think I've always seen Curling Bomb as like a mobility enhancer, not like a mobility crutch. Like, I always see it paired with weapons that are already kind of like swift and maybe like a little stealthy. This thing is too like clunky, I think, to really get good use out of it.
Mm-hmm.
What would you put that kit, the Curling Bomb kit, there, or would you put it below like the Octave Brush or the other ink brushes? Or do you still like it that much?
I will. Yeah, I'll put it below the other ones.
Cool.
Paintbrush is still a very, very good main. I just think Curling Bomb and Wavebreaker aren't good for it.
Would you put it above S Blast?
Maybe because of the range it covers.
Okay.
Let me think about it. No, Curling Bomb makes S Blast 2 devastating.
Thank you.
Okay, on to Chargers.
Yay, a fun one! Yay! Oh my god, I'm so
Okay,
glad
I
to be done
don't
with
have
these.
the original Bamboozler, so let me go to the weapon shop real quick so we can see the kit.
I know it.
You...
It has...
The immense hesitation.
I've been using the other one a lot. It has
wait, I do have
Toxic Mist and
Toxic... Sorry.
Killer Whale.
Okay, let's see if you're
I know
correct.
it has Killer Whale.
Autobomb Killer Whale. Autobomb Killer Whale.
Dang it. Okay.
Okay. I always get terrified when I see these on the other team.
I
don't understand how people get good at these. You would know, because you have used this before. It appalls me.
I think the other one has honestly become actually like top 3 of my best weapons, which is crazy.
Okay.
But
I've never used these before, so this is more up to your jurisdiction. But I will say, I hate using it, but I always get terrified when it's on the other team and very hyped up when it's on my team. So I think I would rank it fairly high.
for me, Bamboozler is like, if I were to make like a dramatic like movie about my experiences with Splatoon weapons, this would be the most like emotionally like charged, because it's I've had the biggest turnaround on this weapon. It used to be probably like a D tier for me. I used to hate this weapon.
Yeah,
but
I used
now,
to think it was Garbo.
yeah,
We used to think it was so Garbo that we would get into individual matches with each other and use it
yeah.
just
Yeah.
because we thought it was so Garbo.
It was like a handicap, yeah, we would use. But I genuinely think it's great now. Especially, I mean, we're not talking about it right now, but I love the next kit. I think Fizzy Bomb.
I definitely don't think it should be ranked the same as the Chargers because it plays so differently than the other Chargers.
It's similar enough. I get it. It feels like Charger to me.
It and the pencil are
It's
much
like
different.
It's like a combo between Squiffer and Pencil. To me, it feels basically the same as Squiffer, except Squiffer you have to commit slightly more. I think both of the kits are great. I think this one's great because Killer Whale. Honestly, in a perfect world, I would be able to swap their subs and specials, and because Bamboozler with Fizzy Bomb and Killer Whale would be delightful, but unfortunately, we don't live in that world. And I wish that this one was the other one, because I like this one aesthetically, but for me, this one's lower. For me, we can move it down if you feel, for me, it's like there.
Alright, that's fine.
And for me, the other one would be
I'll say
S.
yeah. I'd say any Bamboozler user beats any Brushly user, especially like the good ones.
Yeah.
Bamboozler 14 Mark II has Fizzy Bomb, or as Sam lovingly calls it, Rizzy Bomb. I'm just gonna out you for that real quick. And Super Chump. Super Chump, I'll still say is bad.
Yeah, I was really disappointed at first when I learned that kit had Chump, but not gonna lie, after playing with it, it kind of made me love Super Chump. At least with this
Really?
weapon. I mean, again, I like this kit better. I think it's great for the weapon. It might be objectively worse than the other one. I don't know. I like it more though. Again, for me, this is my first S tier weapon, but I know that's kind of extreme.
I'm looking for it. Where is it?
It's probably pretty low down. There it is.
There it is. Yay!
I do like this one aesthetically though. It has a nice color, but
They took a while to add a new kit for it.
oh yeah.
Would you be more willing to put this in top of A with some stuff between them?
Yes, I will.
I feel like S should be reserved for our personal mains.
I want to say that. I mean, that's fair, but then there'll be so few because I have so many weapons that are S tier for me. I have like 7 at least.
All right.
So, I might. Do we want to do the thing where we get like 1 Hail Mary S tier each,
Yeah, sure.
or
sure.
like 2?
Yeah.
How many do you want to do? 1 or 2?
Let's do 1.
Okay. Okay.
Because I might not even have one, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Well, I think you will. Because the one that I'm thinking of that was probably your favorite
Don't
for me
say
is lower, but
Don't say it.
we'll get there.
I'm
Okay.
going to be mad. I'm going to be angry. You know how good
Well-
I am at it.
Well, that's why we're doing Hail Marys. Anyways, Chargers. More Chargers. Should we do first Charger?
Did you not want to use...
Hail Mary on
Your
that?
Hail Mary, yes, on it?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Next Charger we have is E-Leader Scopes. That's an odd order to do them in.
That's
Oh,
a weird order.
sorry, Harmony is yapping my ears off.
I always forget where actual Charger players lie on the issue, but personally, I could never get behind Scope.
Okay, E-Leader 4K Scope is Inkmine and Wavebreaker. I'm pretty sure they have the same kits as their
They
non-scope
do.
counterparts, which is kind of messed up, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Scope benefits much more from Inkmine than original E-Leader does, just because with Scope you're not really watching your back, but if
Yeah.
you put one behind you, then that makes it a little bit better.
That's a good point. The thing is, we can all agree that E-Leader with Kraken is better.
Yeah, you're right.
As much as I do like the Inkmine on it, and or at least I like the idea of it, I guess first we need to settle. Again, I personally, each Scope one is going to be at least a tier below the other one for me personally.
That's fair.
Okay. I couldn't remember. I thought you were a Scoper.
Nope.
I think you went through a phase, maybe.
Noper.
I went through a phase where I like in Splatoon 2, I liked Scopes better because I thought it was like a cool sniper, but then I got frustrated by getting killed by things next to me that I couldn't see.
It is kind of funny in turf games when you can just like walk right up to a scope user and they have no idea that you're there.
For me, normal this Eliter would be like C, so I think this Scope would be. I don't know if I'd put it all the way down to D. I think I would put this one like bottom of C, and then normal this Eliter at like higher top of C.
I'll agree with that.
I have big respect for basically all chargers.
Yeah.
I don't think I could put any of them below C, honestly.
You definitely see less E-liter users than you do normal charger users, so I'd be willing to put this below B. But I'm looking at this. I feel like any ink brush can beat a fairly experienced E-liter player just because of the nature of ink brush. But I feel like any charger can beat a blaster pretty easily.
I was gonna say I feel like I see more red E-liter players than normal chargers nowadays. It's pretty well favored. Again, it's because Kraken. Kraken is really good on it.
Custom E-liter 4K has Kraken Royale and Squid Beacon.
Where is it? It is. We're doing non-scope first, right?
Yeah, Squid Beacon and Kraken Royale is pretty crazy because like Kraken Royale prevents you from dying, and even if you do die, you have Squid Beacons.
Yes. It's
and
a
plus,
monster.
Where you're placing them as a charger is also extremely advantageous for your teammates because they can jump to your beacons.
I think this is like a monster of a weapon. It's terrifying in the right hands.
Yep.
It's easily a top 3 charger for sure. But I have to say, for me personally, and I've had, I went through a little Eliter phase where I was trying to understand it, and I eventually came to understand it, but still, I'm not an Eliter player at heart. I like the shorter ones, so I don't jive with its playstyle super hard. I don't love Kraken, even though I know it's good, but I don't like it. But I would still have to put it at least in B for the legacy. For me, it's top of B.
I'll agree with that. The scope version of this, do we want to put that slightly above the normal or slightly below the normal? Because it is a scope, but it is a scope with Kraken and Squid Beacon.
That's a great question. I think for the funny, I'd be willing to put it right below the other one.
Okay.
Just as a.
I think it's very fair to put any non-scope weapon over the scope weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have GooTuber. Which you used to say that you hated this weapon, and then you used it for a while, and you came around.
It's just the same with the Bamboozler.
This has, the normal one has torpedo and tentamissiles. Very, very interesting for a charger, but I will say again how much I love tentamissiles.
Mm-hmm. It kind of goes hard.
It makes the other team highly visible.
Mm-hmm. It's the same situation with, for me with, I was getting this kit confused, the other GooTuber kit confused with the other, Bamboozler kit.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel the same way about this, where I think this one is classic. I prefer the other one, but I feel like this one might be objectively better. For me, both of these go slightly below their respective Bamboozler counterparts. For me, this weapon is like, I honestly don't know which one I like more, because usually I want to say I like Bamboozler Mark II more, but then sometimes I get to plan the other GooTuber, and I'm like, ooh boy, it feels so good.
And you have to admit, GooTuber is a pretty funny name.
Yeah.
It's a pretty funny name.
GooTuber. Yeah.
You gotta admit, it's a hilarious name.
I don't know how strong your opinion is, but for me...
I don't have a strong opinion on any charger.
For me, it's there, and the other one would be right above it.
Yeah, I'll leave the chargers up to you, as long as none of them are an S. Actually, let me look at the E-liters again. Okay, B is pretty good. B's fine.
Where's the other GooTuber?
I keep like lifting myself up when I talk, like I'm actually my model.
That's funny. Where do you see it? Am I crazy? Do they have it on here?
Do you see the GooTuber?
There it is.
Yippee!
I love this one.
Okay.
It's so fun. The way you can people don't tell you this about GooTuber. They don't tell you, but it can tap like better than a Bamboozler. It's crazy.
And I think we all know why Sam likes custom GooTuber more than normal GooTuber.
is Rizzy.
Rizzy Bomb.
It's so good. The combo potential. That's why I love Fizzy Bomb. It's like...
It is good for making opponents move. I'll give it that. But, like, having to charge it up is kind of will always suck to me.
But the thing is, too, that you don't even have to do that. Because you can just, like, throw it out and get the one... if you aim it good, you get the one little burst. And that's enough with, like, this and with Bamboozler. You get that one off and you can, like, one-shot them. It's so good. And then the charge is just extra insurance.
But it also has Ultra Stamp, and I hate Ultra Stamp. But then again, I said I wasn't gonna touch the Charger range because I don't know much about them. I respect them. I don't know much about them. I've never really used them before.
Yeah, everyone has to respect Chargers. They're like the cool weapon.
They're like the only weapon in the game where, except maybe Dynamo too, but like you see them and you're forced to respect their space.
Yeah.
Like any other weapon, like you can get in with them as an equal, but with any experienced Charger or Dynamo user, you have to respect their space. You have to. Otherwise, they're just gonna get you over and over and again.
Classic Splat Charger.
Classic Splat Charger, great kit in my opinion. Splat Bomb, Ink Vac.
Yeah.
A good cop out sub. If someone gets close to you, you just spit out a Splat Bomb and run. And Ink Vac is very good defensive option for it. I'll agree with that.
That's where it is for me. I think it used to be my favorite one. I remember back in, I think it was in Splatoon 2. It was the only one that I would really use. I think it's a great one to start out with. It's a great like medium between the family of Chargers.
Okay.
But it's a little, I can't tell if it's it goes back and forth between being my third and fourth favorite.
This one, Splat Charger Scope is the only one I'm gonna put my 2 cents in for.
Okay.
The shorter range makes the scope so much worse. Cause I feel like with the longer range scope, like you can better see when something's coming. But shorter range on a scope, like imagine if you put a scope on a Squiffer. No one's gonna use that.
Yeah, you're
the
cooking.
Shorter the range, the worse the scope becomes.
Yeah, you're right.
So this needs to go below any other scope.
Yeah, you're right. Does the Firefin have a scope?
Okay, the Firefin does have a scope variant. It's not Firefin, it's ZNF.
Oh.
Z plus F Splat Charger has Splash Wall and Triple Ink Strike. Triple Ink Strike.
Okay,
I'm tired.
I was trying to decide whether I wanted this to go into D, but I think I'll put that one in D.
Yeah, this one is pretty bad.
I guess we'll get to it then.
Splash Wall, you want to say that Splash Wall is good, but like, okay. Sorry, I didn't know Squiffers came first.
No,
okay.
You're good.
Classic Squiffer, Point Sensor and Big Bubbler. Very questionable moveset, especially considering the other one.
I honestly forgot about new Squiffer.
Yes, classic Squiffer has Point Sensor and Big Bubbler, whereas new Squiffer has Autobomb and Zipcaster. Now, Squiffer Zipcaster could possibly be on par or even better than Luna Zipcaster.
It's better. I think it's better.
It's better. I think it's a little bit better than Octobrush Zipcaster too.
Yeah.
Especially because if you've got an experienced Swiffer player that's using Zipcaster, they can get a shot charged up before you can even see their laser.
Yeah.
Like they're charging it up over to the side and then they snap to you and get you before you even know that they're there.
Yeah. I think
before you have a chance of knowing that they're there, because as the famous saying goes, gamers don't look up.
I think it's the second. I think in practice, I think it's the second best zip weapon.
And also, Squiffers are just very good weapons.
Yes, I think I love Squiffer. It used to be, I went through, after Splat Charger, it was the first one I had a big phase with, where I thought it was, like, goated. And I can't, it's so hard for me to decide whether I like Squiffer more than normal Splat Charger nowadays. And I think I've come to the conclusion, after a long time, I think they're still great. I respect Splat Charger original more, slightly, because I think, as much as I love Squiffer, I think that Goo and Bamboozler do its job slightly better.
I will agree that I fear like all chargers about equally, but I feel like there's more potential for the longer range chargers than there is for the Squiffers. So I agree with that placement.
However, zip on this one is good enough to where I think I might put it there.
That's true. That's true. You're good. Actually, hang on. I might put it above Red
E-liter.
Custom because, okay, I'm thinking about how these two weapons would go up against each other. From a distance, E-liter always wins, but if Squiffer gets its Zipcaster out and Zipcasts to the E-liter, that E-liter is most likely going to respond by going into Kraken mode. But
Yes.
Kraken can't do anything against a Zipcaster if they're staying in the air.
Yeah.
And by the time both specials end, they're close enough to where Squiffer wins.
Well, when Zipcaster ends, it jumps back to its original spot,
Oh,
right?
you're right. Never mind.
I think, and also,
I'm so silly.
the very important thing we have to keep in mind in here is that, yes, I'm not trying to diss it. In theory, the new Squiffer is, like, incredibly... The potential is, like, almost limitless. However, we have to recognize that it's very hard to... Zip is hard to use, and it's hard to land those precise Squiffer shots while flying around with Zip. Like, it's way harder than it sounds. Like, yes, it's really good, but it's hard to do. The E-liter, and that's why you don't see it as much, but you see Red
True.
E-liter all the time because it's reliable, and people that are good at it can, like... I have so much respect for Red E-liter because there's, like, you know, I see it in so many games, and every time it's there, it's like, oh, there's a good E-liter player, I have to watch out for it. They change the pace of the match so much, and it's so much more reliable.
They do.
That's why
I
put it slightly above.
Okay, you're
just
right.
for reliability.
Okay, now before we move on, we have to do the Snipe Riders.
Oh.
Snipe Rider 5H has Sprinkler and Tacticooler. Come on. Really?
You don't even know.
Mm-mm.
That one ruled the meta a few like
It did?
Yes, it was
Oh,
considered
I know
to be one of the
Tacticooler is good.
Yeah, it was considered to be one of the best weapons in the game, and teams had to build their comps around this weapon.
Dang, how come?
Because it was just really good. Like, mostly it's probably it's up there with a leader for being... It's probably better than a leader at being the best support weapon in the game. Again, Tacticooler was, like, the big thing at the meta at that time. Again, this, from recording, that was, like, a year ago by now. But it was a monster. You didn't see it... And I guess it's kind of hard, because you don't really see it that much in the casual, but in the competitive end, it was big. Yeah, and the main weapon is really good in the right hands. Again, it's kind of weird to use.
Yeah, I will agree that Snipe Rider, you underestimate it more than you do an E-liter, at least me. And so it's so much more frustrating when it keeps consistently getting you. But I see this one so much less than E-liter and Squiffer.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because we don't really see it that much in casual play. But again, it was... This weapon and Splash were like titans in the meta. So I have to at least give it respect. But I do think people have started to work around Cooler by now. It's not really the Cooler era anymore.
But Tacticooler doesn't do much anymore, except when I like to use it as a shield in tower control.
For its legacy, at least, it's got to go there. And it's still... For people that don't really know about it, it's still really good. And doesn't it have another kit? The other kit is Garbo.
Snipe Rider
Get it out of
5B,
here.
Splash Falling Storm.
Okay, I don't even need to talk about this one. Pretty much everything I said about the first one doesn't apply because this one's kit is Garbo. I mean, the main weapon is still fine. But genuinely, this might be like my least favorite out of any of the Chargers. For me, it's like C still.
Okay, that's fine.
Is it? I'll put it higher than normal Splatterscope.
Alright.
In less than a leader. And then
Okay.
ZNF.
Oh, and the ZNF. Yeah.
So this one will
We
go
can
in D
almost
for me.
completely skip that one. Oops.
I remembered because I wanted to put this guy in D.
Oopsie.
And this one, what is this? Is it Splash Falling Strength?
Yeah, it's the same.
I remember I wanted to like this one because I like ZNF conceptually.
Very good aesthetic.
But it might go there for me.
Alright. Next up is the Dualies. You would know the most about these, Sam. I've
These are my children.
barely used them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put a little bit of my commentary in, but these are also going to be mostly up to you.
Yep.
I know you hate the Dapple Dualies.
I do hate the Devil Dualies, but
the
do I
first
hate them
the first one we have here has Beacon and Tacticooler. I think this is okay, it's a very good main weapon. And Squid Beacon Tacticooler sounds kind of useless on it, but Squid Beacon Tacticooler, deaths do not matter to this thing. It is constantly respawning and getting back out wherever it wants before you even have time to get the beacons destroyed. It's back and it's killing you.
I really hate to say it, because this is my second least favorite dually group, but it's kind of good. This kit is actually kind of great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've kind of wanted to play this Dapple more because I know it's good, but I can't bring myself to do it. I think it's annoying, but I had to think about it in my head. I don't hate them as much as Tetras. So, I have enough respect for this kit to put it in, like, low B. Personally.
Alright.
As much as I love dualies, I actually don't feel that strongly about, like, half of the family. Because half of them I think are kind of, like, weird. But
yeah. Okay. Other Dapples, ass cheeks.
yes.
Torpedo and Reef Slider. Just bad.
Gorsh.
Just bad.
Yeah, I think these are going to be...
This is going to take a lot longer than I thought it was going to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. We already have 4 of the categories out of the way. 4 out of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 out of 11. So we're a little more than a third of the way done.
Yeah. I'll probably just do this tier list, though. Probably save it for later.
Yeah.
But anyways, this Dapple, yeah, taking away the kit of the other one basically makes me...
renders it ass.
I think I'll put it at top of D. I don't like it at all.
No, it's not good.
Like, I was wanting to put it a little higher just because I hate Tetras, but I'll just put Tetras down there, too. Glugas?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Glugas. I actually used these for a little while in 2, and they can be frustrating. I have seen, like, 2 players use these, and they were the most frustrating players I've ever met, but it was only the 2. Now, this has Splash Wall and Booyah Bomb.
Yeah. For me...
A Splash Wall is a very odd choice to put on any dualies.
Yes. I remember in Splatoon, I think 2, I liked Splash Wall and Glugas, but this... Gluga is the dually that I play less, but I respect it a lot. I think it's pretty cool. But this one, I think this kit is obsolete compared to the other one. I think the other one is like a solid B, but this one I think is just sad in comparison, personally. The turret mode on this one is really good. It might be the best turret mode on any of the dualies, honestly, which I hate to say that, I really do, but
I know, you see, I don't use dualies so much that I don't even know that word, turret mode. I know what you mean when you say it, but...
Yeah.
Okay, the other kit is Point Sensor and Trizuka.
I mean, if you give it Trizuka, it's basically better.
Yep.
I
just want to say all of them out loud.
I respect it
for the stream.
Higher. Yeah, I assume that they got an idea if they get mad, they should know it.
I want to put this above Brella, Tenta,
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Next is the OGs, has Suction Bomb and Crab Tank. Sam is praying to the Lord right now.
This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. This is... Okay. Oh my god, this is so hard. This is... for the longest time in this game, this had to be my main, because this was my main... Okay.
Yep. You would not branch off of this thing for the longest time.
You guys have to know this, because in Splatoon 2, the original dualies were goated, and then they in this game, they stripped them of their joy.
Burst Bomb.
But I just had to do it. And I was just praying for Burst Bomb on dualies. and we'll get to that later. Anyways, because I mained this one in Splatoon 3 for so long, it's still probably the most comfortable feeling weapon for me. I feel like it's probably my best weapon, and for that I have a soft spot for it.
It is. I wouldn't say it's your best, but it's your most solid. You feel the most comfortable with it, and you perform pretty well with it.
Yeah.
I will say that there are weapons that you consistently perform better with. Like, I'm very surprised at how well you adapted to Bamboos. That I could never.
Yeah, it was very weird.
There are weapons that you have better results with, but Splat Dualies, I can definitely tell you feel extremely comfortable with those. I can tell.
But as much as personally for me these didn't break the top because I just had the twinge of shame after losing my burst bomb. I still am a normal Splat Dualies apologist. Like, I think that they are the most solid. I think that they do the job incredibly well, and I love them. And I think the crab is awesome. So that's where they are for me. I'd put them there. Honestly, I would personally put them at top of A, but I know I want to... I'm not going to do that for your sake.
Well, you can put them at top of A. I don't have anything in A yet.
Would the alternative kit for this one be the one with curling bomb?
Parry. It has curling bomb and triple splashdown. I'd say objectively so much better than the first one. It's a Dualies with it's a Dualies with splashdown. Again, if you know how to do splashdown, it can be freaking devastating.
For me, it's a strong right there. I think it's
Really?
like so much lamer.
Why?
It's like I like it. And that's saying, and I like it too.
Look at the kids.
For a
Look at
while,
the
it
kids.
was like my third favorite one, and it's still up there. But like, I don't like triple splashdown. I like curling bomb. I just think it's too gimmicky. I don't know. I think it basically is trying to have the mobility of like a Tetra and just like failing. Like you don't really need it. And again, I like it. I just don't like it that much. I do like it for what it does. But it's not as good as the
I'll
first
take
one
your
for
word
me.
for it, because again, I don't really play Dualies.
Okay.
Okay. I believe range, Dualie Squelchers. I'm always going to hate Dualie Squelchers. I played them for a little bit in Splatoon 2. I thought they were cool for a little bit, but now I only see them as the thing that took away the dual Squelcher from me, which was my main in the original Splatoon. I loved the dual Squelcher, and this is just not it, nowhere near it, and I hate it. But to put it out there, kit is Splat Bomb Wavebreaker. Good and ass.
I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love OG Splat Dualies, I think this one might be slightly underrated. It might actually be the best one. I think people sleep on this weapon, and that might be like the craziest take I have on this stream.
I'll always resent this weapon, but I can't let my personal bias say that this weapon is ass when it's not.
But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes this weapon I think really pops off. I think the range really does it justice, but the thing is that it doesn't... the mobility is surprisingly good for the range it has. And the range always surprises people. People always underestimate it. And the Splat Bomb is great. As much as Wavebreaker is kind of goofy, I think it actually goes great with the weapon. There's times where you can like break people up and then like go in, and the turret mode's pretty fast. It's very solid. For me, it's like right behind the other one. Again, I think it might actually be above it. But anyways, that's where I'd put it. The other one,
alternate kit, Squid Beacon, Super Chump.
This one, who cares? Squid Beacon is neat, but like, why is it on this weapon?
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
Isn't it on the Dapple?
Yeah.
Isn't it Beacon on Dapple?
Yep.
That's so dumb. Okay, you know what? Just because of that, I actually forgot about that. Just because of that, it's going down to C. That's so lame. Why is it on Dapple in that? Anyways.
Do you want to put that above an E-liter?
No.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me look at the Tetra kits real quick.
Tetra kits, that is Dark Tetra. Yeah, Dark Tetra Dualies has Auto Bomb, Reef Slider, Light Tetra has Sprinkler Zipcaster, so both are a good balance of ass and good.
Okay, I said before, this stream is maybe a little emotionally charged, and I apologize, but that is kind of how opinions work. I don't think this is actually, like, objectively where this goes, but I don't care.
Do you really put it below a Clash Blaster, though?
No, I don't, but again, if this was entirely my list, Clash would also be below that in F, so.
Jeez.
So.
Okay. Light Tetra, Sprinkler Zipcaster.
For me, this one is higher because I recognize that objectively, Zip on it kind of goes crazy. And it actually kind of makes me mad, which is part of why it's low, because I think it doesn't deserve it. Do I put it? Yeah, I'll put it above the Dapples. Begrudgingly, for me, it's lower. I like Dapples better, but.
Okay, I won't touch those because again, you know how I am.
Okay.
Next we have Dowser Dualies. The original has Ink Mine and Killer Whale.
I was happy when these came out because I thought they were cool. But in hindsight,
cool.
After the other ones came out, I had no idea what I was talking about. These ones are higher than those, and that's all I'll say.
Alright. And then custom Dowser Dualies, they put Burst Bomb back on Dualies.
I might...
And also Tripling Strike.
Change it, and I kind of feel bad because you're not really contending with these
it's fine
votes
by me.
that much, but
it's fine by me.
If you were, this would be my Hail Mary.
Okay.
I think I'm comfortable saying this is my favorite weapon in Splatoon 3. It's my favorite weapon in Splatoon 3, and it is incredibly, again, it's incredibly emotionally charged. Words cannot describe how happy I was to see any dually with Burst Bomb again. It was like my child coming back from the army. It was incredible.
Your baby.
And it's kind of funny too because I actually don't even really like this weapon that much. But like I wished that they had burst on like custom dually sculptures or something. But like I do still think this weapon is really good. I think that having burst on a dualies is so powerful. And the like different sort of firing modes with the turret and the long range on this is with the burst is so cool. But the reason I don't love it is because it's hard to control. It feels awkward. It's not very accurate, which is it kind of needs to be in order to be balanced, but it still feels awkward. Like I feel like I am not that good at it because it's like awkward. But for me, it's worth it to go up there. Anyways,
all right,
I just had
5 out of 11 categories done. Next, onto rollers. Have you used rollers, Sam?
I've used them in Splatoon 2, and then this is one of the categories where I forsaked them, but I allowed myself to play one of them.
Okay, starting with the carbons, we have Autobomb Zipcaster on one of them. This Carbon Roller Zipcaster is very similar to Octobrush Zipcaster. You don't see it used as often. I had a phase with Carbon Roller where I used it for a while. I love it as a main. I don't like the kits all that much.
This is I just want to say,
Carbon Roller can one-shot, and I didn't know that for a while, but you have to aim it perfectly, and that's the only thing about it.
Roller as a category, I'm going to sort of treat this like how you treated the dualies, because I'm going to give you more freedom than I gave you with, say, the ink brushes, because I have way more respect for rollers, even though I don't like them. So, however, this is the one that I will have my say on, because this is the one that I will play, because...
Okay.
Wait. No, the Burst Bomb one is the one that I play. I do like this one as well, though.
Okay.
I think this one's objectively better.
I'm gonna say, if you move the way I move in the game, you pretty much have almost the same mobility as an ink brush. And Carbon Roller is, in that case, is just ink brush without the mashing. It's ink brush without the mashing.
Interesting. I think a roller with zip is conceptually nasty. In my opinion, this is the third best zip weapon, but...
The third best? So would you put it above Octobrush?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
But again, you know how I feel about brushes.
I'll agree with you.
Again, that brush would have been like
Let me
D-tier.
look back on that Tenta kit real quick. That Tenta has Inkmine Trizuka. Okay, I'll leave it there. Carbon Roller Deco, Burst Bomb Trizuka, very good, very different from original Carbon Roller, but Burst Bomb gives it that edge that it really needed.
Being able to have that range poke with a roller is so nice.
Especially with such a fast roller, because you can hit an enemy with a burst bomb and they're like, oh, it's a burst bomb, whoop-de-doo, I don't need to move. And then suddenly there's a carbon roller ready to slice your head off.
You understand.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I would have say this, but for me, this is a roller that makes it to A tier.
This is a roller that makes it to A tier. I want to put it above the GooTubers really bad.
I'm willing for that.
Okay.
I know you
but
like.
Then again,
I know
the
you like
Chargers
rollers.
are your.
But the rollers
territory.
are your territory, so.
Okay. Dynamos. I don't really play them, so I don't know that much, but we're gonna do our best to rank these. Original Dynamo has Sprinkler Tacticooler. I feel like they just didn't really know what to give it. To be honest.
Yeah.
I can see a use for Sprinkler, as in, like, you throw a Sprinkler, and while an opponent is, like, trying to disable it, that gives you a window to charge up your shot and get them. Also, Dynamo, when you see a good user, you've already lost the game. Like, they can dominate such large areas and be such a good anchor for their team. And again, I'll say it again, Dynamos and Chargers are the only weapons in the game, maybe Splatlings too, are the only weapons in the game where you have to respect their space. And that immediately, I think, gets it default B tier.
I think normal Dynamo is obviously way less iconic than Gold.
And also Gold Dynamo is just much better, because it has Splat Bomb, and then Super Chump is just a better implementation of the Sprinkler use I just described.
Yeah, just having a bomb is really, really, really nice for Dynamo, because it needs something besides its main fire.
Gold, I feel like it belongs at least a tier or half a tier above Dynamo, but I don't know if I would put Gold in A.
I wouldn't. For me, normal Dynamo is like a fine C. It doesn't really inspire that much in me. It's kind of just a worse for, again, it...
I can't, this is one I feel like I can't decide whether to put it above or below the E-liter.
For me, it's below, but I have more respect for Chargers than Rollers, so...
Fair. I feel like any Charger can beat a Roller just because of range, you know? Yeah. Okay, now Gold, I think, belongs a tier higher.
Yeah, I think B is a good place for Gold. I honestly kind of love Gold Dynamo just because of how, like, douchey it is.
Okay. I think I might do the same placement style for these two. Okay. I feel like that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I would put it behind behind like classic Squiffer, but like I don't care.
Okay. Behind classic?
Oh no, I meant new.
New. Okay. Which would win in a 1-on-1? Do you think?
I mean, it's hard to say because I personally have not seen like any good Dynamo players like ever.
I think it's an even draw.
For me, I think Dynamo is objectively like a pretty ass weapon. I don't think it's very good, but I just think it's cool.
It's very good, but some people just dominate with it.
I guess.
Somehow.
I haven't seen too many people. I think that like if like similar skill level, I think that the Squiffer dominates the other one. Like I think you have to be really good at Dynamo for it to win it. I mean, I don't think that matters in its placement. I don't think, but you know.
Okay.
It just depends how much you like it.
Now, you already know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You already know what I'm going to say. This is my main. Now, I'm going to rank whether or not this goes above or below yours by objective. Okay.
Again.
Thank you.
Again, I don't even feel that strongly about this weapon. Like, it's kind of not even, I don't know.
I don't know what it is about Flingza, but I somehow kill with it like it's a carbon. It's like when you're using it, it feels slow, but with reaction time, and if you're jumping at the correct angle, which I muscle memory do, then people can't really hit you before you get them. Also, Ink Mine, I'll always love. It's an amazing defensive weapon. And that basically covers your defenses if you're being offensive with Flingza, because, like, say on maps like Manta Maria, where your teammates have, like, so many, like, not teammates, your opponents have, like, so many little cracks they can slip through to get to your base, Ink Mine, you can cover those without, like, having to worry and constantly keep an eye out. And Tentamissiles, again, I'll always love. I love them so much.
Yeah, I feel like I've always subconsciously found it a little strange that, like, you chose Flingza, because to me it was always, like, kind of the, like,
I think it's
weird
odd,
one.
too.
But I can't deny your...
Also, Flingza is the best inker of any roller.
That's
like,
true.
You look at rollers, and you think, okay, that's, like, the ink specializing weapon, but then you actually use it and realize how terrible it is at inking, so you think they're useless. But the way Flingza inks vertically, it can cover spaces so quickly. I have single-handedly, just by myself, like, defended splat zones, or taken them, or kept them even, while the entire rest of my team is dead, and just held down the fort until they've gotten back with just my Flingza, with just the vertical flicks.
It's crazy.
It is so much better than people make it out to be, and it warms my heart when I see another Flingza doing the same thing as me, because I love this weapon with all my heart. All the heart that I have to give goes to this weapon.
I always think of rollers in general as being pretty not great, like, ink weapons, or at least in burst, like, opportunities, but, like, Flingza vertical flick ink is crazy. And the reason I was so willing to put, like, that above Dualies is just any roller. I love Dualies, but rollers are... The reason, even though I don't personally like them...
I have outmaneuvered Dapples with this weapon, and you can get Dualies because of the wide range of the rollers. If they dodge roll to the side, all you have to do is move your position, or tilt your motion controls, turn 2 inches to the left, and they're back in your range.
I'm just saying, when I think of Splatoon, first thing I think of is splatter shot. Second thing I think of is a roller. Like, it's so... Again, I don't play rollers. I don't really like them. But, like, they're titanically iconic. So that's why I respect them more than, say, like, an ink brush. Even though they feel similar to me, and that's why I don't like them.
So much.
Yeah, so that's why it's up there. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Now, the other Flingza kit, Suction Bomb, Splatter Color Screen, it's ass. It's ass, and it disrespects the Flingza name.
Is that this one?
Yes. I hate it.
Ew.
I hate it. I want to put it in F. This is my version of you putting Dark Tetras in F.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I would be willing to put it top of F because it is still a Flingza, but Suction Bomb Splatter Color?
Not gonna lie.
Are you kidding me?
Not gonna lie, as someone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I guess, I like Suction Bomb on it, but, like, I get that it's also way
terrible.
worse than the other one.
I don't see any good use for it.
I just like Suction Bomb. But...
Suction Bomb, I'm like, okay, maybe that gives a roller range, but no, Flingza's vertical flick already has pretty intimidating range.
Yeah, it's also just, if you need, like, a roller needs, like, a quick, like, range bomb for it to be, like, useful, like
Flingza I feel
burst.
like for Flingza roller, if you're far away, the answer is vertical flick. If there's someone right next to you, the answer is horizontal flick. But if you don't have time for horizontal flick or for maneuvering, then Ink Mine is your use. You lay one down, and at very least, it puts a tracker on the person who got you, so your teammates can find them and get them when you couldn't. Suction Bomb doesn't do that. It gives them enough time to get you and then retreat before it even detonates. And Splatter Color Screen is just ass. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because, like, once you get used to it, it's completely useless besides, like, 2 hit points of damage.
Yeah. So true. I actually have a pretty strong feeling about one of the ones coming up, but...
Okay. Splat Roller. The OG. This has Curling Bomb and Big Bubbler. Kind of a bad kit. Not kind of. It's a bad kit. But it is Splat Roller, and there's like a very, very tiny, tiny, tiny place in my heart for it. It barely has a place in my heart, but it does have a place in my heart.
This isn't the one I had a strong opinion about, but I have a moderate opinion about it.
I don't think it deserves to go above any E-liter, though.
This is my most respected roller, I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Its kit is a
You
little...
respect it more than Flings.
Separated from you, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like its kit, even though it is goofy. I think Bubbler on roller actually kind of goes hard, not gonna lie. Especially on something like Tower Control. Ooh, on Tower Control, Bubbler roller's nasty. But yeah,
we should play Splatoon for a stream.
So true. Anyways, but you can get the say on where it goes.
I don't really know. Maybe B? Or no, I said I didn't want to put it above an E-liter.
I think it can go above that A-liter. That's not red A-liter. I like that one. This is my second favorite roller.
Okay.
Behind Carbon. So.
Crack-On?
I forgot about this one.
I might have more affection towards this one than the original. Because, it's Crack-On, and it's got Kraken.
Yeah.
It also has Squid Beacon, which I feel like that's a pretty good one for a roller, because I feel like the horizontal flick may as well be a bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Didn't you go through a phase where you played this one?
Oh, yeah, I played this one for a while. Until I realized I was horrible at Kraken.
I think that this one's actually underrated. I think it's pretty good. I think it is objectively better than the other one, but I like the other one way better, personally.
Let's fish it out. Where is it at?
For me, this one's like a solid C-, but I like Bubbler. And I don't like Beacon. Or Kraken. I can't get behind this one.
You said this is better?
For me, this is behind the other one, but I think objectively it's above.
It's better.
And I know that you like it better too, so.
I might put this above that blaster.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I think it goes above these Glugas.
Now we have the big swigs. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one that you took a whirl at?
No.
I've never used it. I've never used big swigs.
This is the one I had a strong opinion of. I think this is the lamest roller in the whole game, and it's one of the lamest rollers in the whole. It's bad. One of the lamest weapons. I hate big swig.
We didn't need it.
Get these out of here.
It's just unnecessarily bad. No one likes it
so much.
They shouldn't have added it. Where's normal big swig? There it is. Okay, this has splashball, ink vac.
Ew.
That is not a roller kit. That's not a roller kit.
I hate them.
No, don't
Why are they so
give
nasty?
that. The other one has Angle Shooter Ink Storm.
That's okay. I think it's right above the other one.
That feels more like a roller kit, but it's still really bad.
I don't know why I have so much disrespect for them, but I do. I just think they're lame. I feel like they're trying to be like Flingza, but are failing.
Okay, on to the shooters. Possibly the longest category we'll have to do.
This is the one I'm most excited for, though.
Starting with the gallons for some reason. Let's see. Alright, starting off with 0.52 gal. Splashball and Killer Whale 5.1. I think for a slow slow fire rate weapon, Splashball is much better than it is for long range weapons. I do like 0.52 gal. It's my favorite of the gallon type shooters.
Yes. These are very popular and for good reason. It's definitely one of the, I hate to admit it because I find these weapons annoying, but it is at least top 3 main weapon shooters. It's really good. I hate to admit it.
I feel like this belongs in high A or high B.
For me, this one's high B. I don't like it.
How high? Are we talking here high or here high?
For me, with my biases, it's definitely behind Squiffer, but
okay.
For me, it would also, that's fine.
We can do that. Let me look at that Squiffer's kit again. That's Autobomb Zipcaster. So okay.
The other one.
Alternate Curling Bomb Splatter
Get
Color.
It out of here. It's
it's bad. It's bad.
I think it's bottom of C. I don't think I'll put it in D because I do like Curling Bomb on it, I guess.
Grody,
but Splatter
yucky.
Shot, it puts a bad taste in my mouth. I put it bottom of C.
I was thinking top of D. I'm gonna bottom C. I feel like D is too far away.
Yeah, I think the main weapon is still good enough to
I
not
feel like
put
my
in
throat
D.
is starting to get sore, but I'm gonna water in a second. Okay, 0.96 gallons. The first one has sprinkler ink vac.
I used to really like these.
Oh my god, my voice actually is dying.
I used to really like 0.96, but like now I'm kind of like, who cares?
How long have you been streaming for?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Probably a while, like probably almost 2 hours at this point.
Okay, 0.96 gal. I feel like this is just so much worse than the other one. Like,
Yeah.
that's objectively so much better. The other one, the Deco, has Splash Wall and Kraken Royale, as opposed to Sprinkler Ink Vac. I feel like this one belongs, like...
For instance, like low C.
Definitely not as low as this,
Yeah,
though.
not as low as that. Maybe
So I'll
high
have to
C,
think
higher
about
C.
that. Yeah, high C. I was
Not super
thinking
high,
high C.
but like middle high C.
Middle high C.
I think it goes like above.
I'd be
that
willing to put
blaster.
it above the short range blasters, because I feel like it wins in any scenario. Just the main. Just the main.
It kind of makes me sad that both of the superior Gallant kits have Splash Wall. Like, I think it's fine individually, but I don't like that's on both of them.
It is good just because of how much the damage output is, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because Splash Wall, the main thing I'd say that's bad about it is, like, oh, it's so easy to go around it, but with the Gallons, if you know how to aim them, then you're getting them too quickly for them to have time to come around.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? I just saw it.
Right there.
Oh, there it is. Jeez.
Yeah, I think it's weaker than 52 Gallon, though.
Yeah. I think this belongs in low B.
Yeah.
Where in low B, though? It's better than this. It's better than this. Better than the blaster.
For me, that's, I think, where I would stop.
Okay. Next up, oh god. Oh, do we need to even say anything about the Aerosprays?
Sorry,
First one,
Aerospray players, I guess.
Rizzy Bomb Reef Slider.
I forgot about this kit. At least, it's kind of crazy because the other kit is way more iconically annoying, but this kit is, like, so insultingly garbo that, like, I think it's even worse somehow. I don't even see anyone play this one. Get this in F.
Yeah, F. I'm gonna put it above Clash, but Gold Aerospray?
At least it's kind of good, but it's so annoying.
Actually, I have to give it some credit. It is objectively an okay weapon, but Gold Aerospray... Gold Aerospray?
It's so annoying, but you have to admit it works.
Number one, this is the weapon that you give your little brother when he says he wants to play, and you don't want him to throw the controller down and go crying to mommy because he keeps losing, and then mom gives you a whooping because she doesn't understand how games work. And then there's meme teams that are just this weapon. And I would say they're annoying, but not only are they annoying to deal with, they're also ass, because I've beaten more than half of these meme teams that I come across. They're just not good. They're so easy to adapt to, in my opinion. They're just not...
You would put it lower than the other one?
This weapon? Yeah, oh, yes.
I think at least... Like, I think it's annoying.
Objectively, it's better, but it's only because of Booyah Bomb. And that's Booyah Bomb.
Yeah.
Like, Booyah Bomb...
It's great. I hate to say it. You know I hate this weapon. But, like... It feels like it was almost made for Booyah Bomb, and that's why people would play it like that, because it's so good at inking, and it gets the Booyah Bomb so fast, especially if they have special charge up.
It does, but
and so it's basically a Booyah Bomb farm.
It just feels so useless to me. Like, I think it's good that, like, you can help charge your teammates' specials with it, but I'm gonna say it's Tenta Missiles but worse. Because all of the ink you're shooting out is confined to one space. And most people would like, oh, you can swim into it and they can't see where you are. But if they're inking into it, like, at least 7 times out of 10, they're going to hit you, and they're going to have your special cleaned up in, like, 5 seconds. 4 seconds, maybe. And plus, there's a chance of your special just not doing anything if you, number 1, aim poorly, or number 2, they break your armor before you can send it out.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's worse than Tenta, but that's not saying much because Tenta's like top 2 specials.
Tenta is goated. But yeah, I just really don't like Booyah Bomb.
But I think it serves a pretty different purpose than Tenta. I think this one is like right above the other one personally.
I'm not putting it above the other one.
I definitely don't think it's the worst in the game.
When I see the silver, at least I have I feel neutral towards the silver when I see it on the other team. When I see the gold, I'm like, oh, that's a 6-year-old.
I mean, I agree. This one inspires more rage in me, but I think it actually earns some points for that.
This just has to be at the bottom. It has to be. That's where it belongs.
I mean, the thing is,
everyone has a phase with this weapon, and I never touch it again.
I don't know if I would put it. Like, I'm trying to think of what I would put at the bottom, but I can't necessarily say that I think anything's like worse than it. So I guess I guess that's fine.
Okay, on to the Squelchers.
Oh,
These
my babies.
Jet Squelchers were fucked so hard when they took Dual Squelcher away and made it a dually. But Squelchers are still pretty terrifying when you find someone who knows how to use it. The first kit is Angle Shooter Inkvac. The second is Toxic Mist Inkstorm. Now, Inkstorm is still pretty good, but this being a long-range, short fire rate weapon benefits so much from slowing the enemy down.
Yeah, sorry, the first kit leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I think it's so nasty.
I mean, not Inkstorm, Inkvac. On this weapon, I feel like it gets slightly better use out of it than Charger does.
I don't think so, but I guess I kind of see where you're coming from.
Because, I mean, like,
I think
think about the scenario where you're using an Inkvac and, like, your opponent is just pushing you and they're right next to you. If you're a Charger and you run out of your Inkvac and they're still there, you're dead. If you're a Squelcher, you still have a chance.
That's a good point.
And plus, Squelcher actually has mobility as opposed to Charger.
Yeah.
I mean, Charger still has some mobility. I understand and recognize that, but Squelcher, it's a shooter.
I mean, it's hard for me to say because, like, the custom Squelcher is, like, top 10 weapons in the game for me. I adore it. It used to be, like, one of my mains. It might still be. So this kit is just, like, kind of disappointing for me. Okay. But for me, this one is like B, and the other one is like A. Honestly.
This one I was gonna put in C.
I'm fine with that.
Squelcher. Definitely doesn't go above a Dynamo for me.
Okay. I love custom.
And custom.
Toxic Mist is great, and it kind of, not gonna lie, Inkstorm's pretty mid, but
I'd be willing to put it in A.
Combined with Toxic Mist, it's a little bit nasty, honestly, because they're just like kind of stuck in a mire of raining ink.
Plus with Toxic Mist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's pretty good.
They're stuck in a mire and stuck in a mire with raining ink.
Yeah.
Is that where you would put it?
Yeah.
Okay, next up on the list we have...
Plus I like the yellow.
Enzaps. I think this Enzaps were my first definitive main in Splatoon ever. Like, I want to say that in the original Splatoon, I had mains. I had weapons that I liked, but that's just not how I played the game as a kid. Like, I would see something cool that another person was using.
Yeah.
Like, if someone on the other team had gotten me more than 4 times in that round, I'd be like, that's a better weapon than the one I'm using. I need to use that. And that's how I played original Splatoon until I realized, no, that's not how the game works. Everyone's good at something different.
So
true. And Enzap was the first weapon that I picked up.
Base child.
That was mine. I love the Enzap 85. It does have Suction Bomb, which has kind of fell off for me. But I did like it, and it does have Tacticooler, which was very, very good early game. Which was why it was my first main of this game, and it was in... Well, actually, the Enzap 89 was my main for a very long while in Splatoon 2, but it had a different kit than it does now. I believe it had Tenta Missiles and Autobomb, which made it insane. But now that it has Super Chump, it did get nerfed a little bit.
Was that in 2?
Yes.
That's why, in my head, I was about to say that I feel really dumb because in my head I remember you being an 89 player, but I guess that was in 2.
It was in
because
2.
it had Tensa. You're right, because I remember it having
3,
Tensa.
I prefer 85.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I remembered you, I thought
I preferred 85 for a while until I decided I don't like Suction Bomb, and now I'd say I'm back to preferring
You're back
89.
to 89? Okay, that's fine. I do think 85 is objectively way better, and I think you should, I mean, but again, apparently you've used it a lot more.
I feel like both of these belong in A as shooters.
Oh yeah, I think, I've never gotten into NZAPs, but I do think objectively they're underrated.
Amazing,
I
and
think,
also the design is just funny.
I think they're like top 4. I think this one is better than 89, personally, but I know 89 is kind of your baby, so.
What do you say about that placement? Or should I put it above Carbon? I feel like it should go above Carbon.
I put it above Carbon.
Alright.
I put
And
it there.
then 89, I just have so much sentimentality towards. It's my favorite nowadays, and it's my favorite color.
So true. That's fine.
I'm not gonna put it at the top of A without your permission, but I feel like I could take down an experienced bamboozler if I had an 89 in my hands.
I mean, you could. Again, I've said this before, and you don't hear me. In my heart, you're still an NZAP player. I know you love Flingza.
I'm a Flingza.
But every time you play NZAP, I'm blown away. I think you're goated at it. And I think you're good at Flingza too.
I'm an
but...
NZAP in Flingza's clothing.
So...
Honestly, I would be comfortable saying that I play Flingza the way I play NZAP.
Yeah, kinda.
Except Flingza gives me a big range option, and that's why I prefer to play it.
I'd be willing to put it there for
then,
the iconic factor.
When I'm getting really frustrated in the game and I'm not doing well, I'll whip out the NZAP and I'll start winning again.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
for you, it's
Flingza
my
is the most
Splat-Dualies.
Oh yeah, Flingza is the most fun weapon to play for me, but I feel like NZAP was just tailored to my hands.
Yes. Like, for me, I feel like it is for you how, like, the Splat-Dualies are for me, where it's, like, most comfortable.
I might actually want to put this in S. The more I'm talking about it.
I think it should be.
Okay.
It's iconic for you.
I'll let you just to decide where to put it in S, just don't put it above Flingza.
Yeah, for me, that's where it is. It's... Again, for me, I'd probably put it, like, if it was just my list, it'd be, like, B, I guess. High B.
But this is our list.
Yeah, and it's too iconic to not go in S for me, or at least top of A, so.
Okay, the nozzles.
I love the nozzles,
they're
so
I
silly.
love the nozzles, they're so silly.
It's the closest thing we have to burst fire weapons in this game.
This, for some reason, puts the ranged ones first, which is the H3 nozzle nose. It has point sensor and tacticaler.
It's a weird one, not a bad kit.
It's the weird child. It's the kid that ate his fingernails in the back of the class. No, I kidding.
It's better than the other one. I don't really like the long range ones as much.
Yeah.
This is the long range one?
Yeah, it put the long range ones first.
Now
the alternate kit
cooler
is
goes
Splash
hard.
Wall, Big Bubbler.
For me, this is somewhere in the middle of B. It's definitely higher than Dapple. It's higher than for me, it's higher than this one.
I want to put it above Kraken.
Yeah, for me, I'd put it there.
Okay. Alternate kit, Splash Wall, Big Bubbler. That's just 2 shields. I don't know why anything would ever need 2 shields.
I like it. I think it's funny. I like how much it cracks down on the defensive thing.
It's too funny.
It's a bit too funny. I'm not going to put it above C, but for me, I would put it, like, here. For me, it would be higher, but I recognize that it should be lower. And now, I don't really like this kit.
Yeah. This one is Curling Bomb Crab Tank. I feel like this weapon benefits from Curling Bomb.
For me, it honestly goes below the one I just did because I like the gimmick of the other one. But, yeah, that's where that one goes for me.
Oh, my bad. I really looked at the nail. Okay, anyway. Splash.
No. Last nozzle nose kit.
Oh, my bad.
This is the...
Other alternate is Burst Bomb. Ultra Stamp.
This is the one I love, and you know why. For me...
Burst Bomb.
For me, it's...
I'm fine with it going above and parry Dualies.
For my personal list, it would go an A. But...
That's not going above Ready Leader.
Where... Okay. For me, it's definitely not... Okay, now that I'm seeing...
It's not better than Gal.
Now that I'm seeing the other stuff it's next to...
I think that's a good placement for it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good placement for it. Okay. Splash time!
My baby!
Sam loves Splash because he loves Burst Bomb and loves Crab Tank. And Splash feels very nice to use. It feels... I would say it feels smoother to use than NZAP, but it doesn't kill as fast as NZAP. At least I don't think, from what I've seen, from how I've played.
It's so nice. I have a storied history with this one because...
It's very comfy.
Because, like I said, I played this game...
I loved this one and Splatoon 1. Splash.
I was trying to find my way in Splatoon 3 after my Burst Bomb on Dualies was taken away, and I was still playing those. And so I found the first thing that had Burst Bomb that I saw that I could use.
Splash-o-matic.
And it became so comfortable. Burst Bomb works surprisingly well on it.
No, this has the exact same kit as your Dualies.
Yeah,
so
except with Burst.
So are you putting it above or below? Except with Burst,
This weapon is objectively much better. Again, I think this is like a top 3 weapon in the game.
And I like it more, because I don't like using Dualies. So for me, it goes above the Dualies. And objectively, it goes above the Dualies. But if you feel too strongly about your baby Dualies...
I do love my Dualies. It honestly, it kind of hurts my heart a little bit that my Dualies aren't an S tier, but I know that they don't deserve to be.
We're forcing this man to choose between his children.
I think that, personally, I think this is the best shooter in the game. It was up there, again, it was up there with Snipe Rider for being, like, a titan in the meta for a while, but that was all the way back in, like, Crab meta, which was pretty early in the game. But
Crab has since fallen off pretty hard.
But people still adore the main kit as they should. For me, it's super iconic. Since we put your NZAP here, I want to put this one above this NZAP.
All right, that's fine with me.
I want to put it here.
Really? Above both of them?
Yeah.
All right.
It's too classic for me.
Okay.
I might want to reevaluate where these are.
All right, that's fine.
I feel like they should be an S, but again, I don't want to put them there. I'm gonna put them there. Okay. Sorry. Did you want them behind Carbon?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
We don't have to though. If it really makes you sad, if you want to put it next to NZAP, that's fine.
I do it to submit. You know, I already submitted that roller was supreme up here, so I'm gonna do
okay,
it.
Yeah, that's
here.
fine. That's fine. Okay, alternate Neo Splash-o-matic, Suction
Who
Bomb,
cares?
Triple Ink Strike.
Oh my god.
Triple
who
Ink Strike,
cares?
I think, is a little better.
You know what sucks is because this weapon is cool and good, but it's not original Splash, so who cares? I almost want to put it in D.
No, a D.
But it's I know it's objectively good. Whatever. I'll put it like
in
here.
D. Put it in D. No, put it above the end parries. Put it above the end
I thought you liked
parries.
end parries. I guess you do, but
Come on, it's Dualies. I don't like Dualies.
for me, it's above Dapple, above this one, and above.
Okay. I think that's a little bit too much.
That's it for me.
Okay,
I would behind 96.
I would, yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Again, I disrespect it, so.
Okay, next up is the OG. It's so iconic.
It's so iconic.
Splat Bomb Big Bubbler, but like,
The
come on.
The kit? No, the kit is actually gas. You're crazy.
Yeah.
The kit is so good.
I want to put this bottom of S.
That would be. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Cause come on, everyone's first weapon. The OG. It looks so stupid. And I love it.
For the longest time...
It fills my heart with warmth when I see people actually maining this weapon.
For the longest time, I had no respect for it because they try to... The game devs try to trick you because they give it to you at first.
And you're like,
oh,
it's just a bad weapon!
But it's so good. I think it's probably the best inking weapon in the whole game.
I feel like you start out with it, and then as soon as you unlock other weapons, you move over to them. But it's like unlocking, like... a secret goated like cheat code secret path in the game if you go back to it and start using it again.
Yeah. It, like, I think it's not... Being honest, I do think it's great. I think it's honestly like a top 5 shooter. I don't think it's as good as Splash. However, the iconic factor, I think, allows it to be an S. It's so... I want one in real life. That's how
Alternate
good it
kit
is.
shouldn't exist. Torpedo, Wavebreaker.
Get
Also,
out of here.
we don't need an alteration of the OG. We don't
So
like
true.
him. We don't need him. He's
Where is he?
bad.
Get
He's
him outta here.
bad.
And why does he have a dumb star on it? Get him in, like, D tier.
Yeah.
Get him in, like, top of D tier.
Okay,
He can roll D tier because it's so
that's
funny.
okay. That's okay. It still makes me happy to see people using a variation of him.
Yeah.
But, like, he doesn't need to exist.
Yeah. Use the
Okay. Next we have the pros.
OG. I know you
Angle
like
shooter
these.
crab tank's bad. I don't like it.
Yeah, you're right.
especially
The other
for
kid is
pro.
way better.
But Forge was my main after NZAP. This was when I decided I wanted to start branching out. And I used Forge for a little bit, didn't like it, moved to another weapon, but then came back to Forge. And I went crazy with it for so long. I was so good at this weapon.
Oh my god, it's almost 5 star.
It might be the closest weapon I have to 5 star. Suction
What?
Bomb, Booyah Bomb.
That's great. I didn't know you had that much.
Mm-hmm. I really like Forge. It always has a little bit more range than I remember it having.
How do you feel about the placement of the first kit? Bottom of C. I think that...
I feel like it
A little
deserves to be higher than that just because of range.
Okay. I don't like...
Maybe higher than Gluga.
I don't like the Force... I don't like the Splatter Shot pros.
Okay.
But
But
they're fine.
the Forge has to go up for me.
It's way better than the
I love it.
Neos or
It's
Nivos or whatever.
prettier. I feel like that's where I would put it.
For me, it's a little nasty to see it up there. But I know you like
Look,
it.
I know it looks very high like this, but this is still B tier.
That's true.
Which, like,
God,
if I hadn't added the F tier just for you, this would be the mid tier.
Yeah, it hurts me to see it above those Dualies.
I can put it... I'd be willing to put it here.
I would be willing to put it above 52 gallon.
Alright. Same reasoning as the last one, I suppose.
Okay.
Okay. This... I don't know whether to call this more or less iconic than Splattershot Jr. Suction Bomb Trizuka.
For me, I think it might be the... It's either... I think it's like tied as...
struggling
I think
there.
it's tied as the best shooter in the game. I think it's so underrated.
It's really, really good.
The only reason I think Splash contends with it is because Splash has Burst Bomb, but I get that I'm kind of biased there. This kit, I went through a phase with it. I don't know if you remember my phase with this, but I went kind of crazy. And
I remember thinking that this weapon was ass for such a long time, but that's because for that long time I was using NZAP, and I still stand by an NZAP player always beats a Splattershot. With the same skill level.
it's tough because this one is really iconic. I feel like it's more iconic than Junior. However,
it might be.
Junior
It might just be.
has for some reason in my mind it has like an edge to it. Like
Okay.
it has more aura.
Let's think about this. Junior is the first weapon everyone uses, but if you walk up to anyone on the street and show them a picture of Junior and a picture of Splattershot and ask which is a weapon from Splatoon, most are going to pick Splattershot.
Yeah,
It's like if
it's
you
in
ask
Smash Bros.
It's like if you ask someone who do people know more of, the Kanto starters or Pikachu, they know Pikachu more,
Yeah.
even though it's not your first.
Yeah.
It's so much more iconic.
You're cooking with that one. I'm struggling to decide whether I want to put an S or not. That's my thing.
I don't think it goes an S. I can't put it above any NZAP for me personally. It is very iconic.
Above?
I can't put above. I will stand by any NZAP player with the same amount of experience always beats.
Okay, this is what we have to do then. This is the only way I can allow that to happen. The only way I can allow that to happen is that I have to move this above this. And then I have to put this right behind. It has to be at
Alright.
least in the top 3 of A.
Alright.
That's what I have to do for that. And again,
Okay.
this is hard for me, but we're compromising
But
here.
I'm gonna say if something that might make it even harder for you is that I think Tentatek is better than not Splash, sorry. It's better than the base form. Simply because of Splat Bomb. He's making me talk to the hand right now.
She's talking to the hand.
I will agree, Triple Ink Strike, kinda bad.
That take actually is, I think, the first take in this whole list that actually offends me. Not actually, but that,
Also,
to me, it's
okay,
wild.
personally, just looking at it, it's more... Okay, and I'm gonna explain myself. To me, Tentatek is somehow more iconic than the base form, just because... Calm down. Just because I always remembered seeing it used in the original Splatoon, and I can't remember correctly, but I believe it had Inkjet in the original Splatoon. I think, I have to look it up now, but I vividly remember seeing this weapon in so many matches in the original Splatoon and struggling against it so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's cemented itself in my mind as like a very good and very iconic weapon.
I mean, I think it's good, and I think it's iconic. For me, it's nowhere near... For me, the original is a bastion of Trizuka.
Okay, the original Tentatek splatter shot. Look at this. Look at it. It's so stupid looking. Okay, it had Inksuka.
Yeah, it's...
My bad.
It's goated in the original.
That's because I remember it was one of the specials that I was very, very good, but I could never master myself.
I think... I can agree that it's epic in
And
that
two
one.
it had Inkjet.
But I think in both Splatoon 2 and 3, it's fallen off. I don't...
Really?
I see what you're saying in 1. I think it looks cool. But, like, it has Tri-Strike.
Let me see what the basic had.
I'm a Tri-Strike apologist, and even I agree that Tri-Strike is mid.
Okay, I think I want to put this a tier below.
And Trizuka's goated. I can put it up to... I'm fine with that, yeah. For me, it's a C, but a tier below is more accurate, yeah. I'd be fine with putting it, like, high.
Look what the original splatter shot had in Splatoon. Burst Bomb Bomb Rush. You would have loved that weapon, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this! You weren't using that. And
No,
what
it
we're
wasn't.
looking at
Well,
is...
it's because I had it on Dualies.
In two, it had Burst Bomb Splashdown.
I'm telling you, in Splatoon 2, they loved Burst Bomb. I was even good back then. But important question is, would you put it above Forge? Or not?
No.
You wouldn't.
No.
As much as you're singing its praise.
I might put it below Gallon.
But you're singing its praise over here.
Put it below
Did I
Gallon.
convince you?
A little bit. I had to look at them next to each other, and I'm like, no. Okay.
Okay.
Sploosh. I
I've come around on that.
am at a point in my life where I have grown to thinking of this so much above Gold Aerospray. I used to think of this
Me
as being
too.
even worse than Clash, but now that I've played it, this weapon is so fun. Okay, I know it's annoying. For most it's annoying, but I have kicked the shit out of other Sploosh players using the Flingza, so I don't feel as bitter. And using this weapon, using
It's
the
so
alt
awesome.
of this weapon is very, very fun.
Yes.
The normal one has Curling Bomb, Ultra Stamp, which, like, kind of adds to the entire point of the weapon, is
Yes.
to run past the front lines and, like you're a freaking streaker at a football game and annoy everyone, and everyone starts chasing after you, and they can't catch you because you're too fast.
Yeah, you don't use this kit apparently, but this is my preferred kit. I prefer this one,
I don't.
and you prefer the
Okay.
alt kit, which is... We gotta, like, play it Splooshes again together, because it's so fun to have the two kits together.
I feel like for this one, they gave it Curling Bomb and Ultra Stamp to add to its purpose, but Squid Beacon adds to it in a completely different way. Because if you get to a point where you don't need Curling Bomb and Ultra Stamp to do that gimmick anymore, then you can run past with Squid Beacon and make it even more powerful, so you can just jump back there whenever you want. And Killer Whale is just a good special. So I feel like if you're just starting with Sploosh, you use normal Sploosh, but then you can graduate to the alt.
I will say I think that the alt is objectively better. However, I do think I like the first one more, personally, just because I like Curling Bomb more than Beacon, and I think it's more iconic. So I would put it above, but I
make a good case.
I wouldn't be hard pressed to put the alt like directly above it.
I still have to admit how annoying this weapon must be for most players. For me, it's not that bad because again, I can play Flingza like a sploosh. I have beaten sploosh players. We recently got into a meme team that had 3 splooshes, and everyone else, including you were struggling. You had to like take a break after that one, but me, I got each of them individually at least 4 times. I'm certain some controllers went into some drywall.
Was that
during
sploosh or was it aerospray?
It was sploosh.
Okay.
It was sploosh. Like, they should have gotten me. They should have been running circles around me. But me, with a Flingza, was running circles around them. And I just think that's hilarious.
Yeah, this is one of the rare instances in this game. Because usually in this game, there's like a weapon that I like, and then its alt kit, I think, is like Garbo in comparison. But this is a rare one where I think both of the kits complement each other and are like good... like a good duality of just like what playstyle you want. Like, this one's like the rushy sort of playstyle, and this one's like the more thoughtful sort of strategic playstyle, I guess. Which is
the original one is brain off.
Yeah.
But the way I play the game, the alt may as well also be brain off for me.
Yeah. I think we basically...
because I acknowledge how annoying this is, I would be willing to put this one in B and put the other sploosh in either A or bottom of S. I think.
I can't put it in S. I'm not gonna, I love it.
A it is.
For me, I'm not putting them in different tiers. They go right next to each other for me.
Really?
Again, I'm saying I think both of their kits are like
really this might change your mind, because I'm kind of tempted to put this above an E-liter. Because of the way a sploosh moves.
No,
I feel like splooshes can mog a couple E-liters.
Yeah, I'm saying they both go in A.
Both go in A.
I'm saying they go...
better than GooTuber.
I'd put them above Carbon.
Above Carbon.
And I'd put them... That's where I'd put them.
Yeah.
And if you really want... Again, I'd put that one higher than the other one, but I'd be willing to put this one higher.
I stand by the opinion that Neo Sploosh users are just the ones who graduated from... original sploosh.
Well, I like original sploosh more. But I think it's funny that we basically had the same experience with this one, because I also basically saw it as like a... I think I used to think it was like worse aerospray. But now it's like so wrong.
Because like,
it's
again...
better aerospray. It's like more balanced than aerospray.
Again, sploosh is the weapon that you use to rush into the enemy team's base and just wreak havoc.
Yeah.
Neo is the one you use to rush into the enemy's team's base a little less efficiently, wreak havoc, and bring your team with you.
Yeah. It's, I feel like it leans into the gimmick more than aerospray. Aerospray's too cowardly to do so. Anyways, we had a lot to say about that one.
Yep. Okay. Squeezers.
I adore Squeezer, and I think it's so underrated. I think it's like...
hate using it.
I think it's like a top 5.
I hate playing against it. I would put this, like, in the middle, but...
For me, it is...
I'd put it somewhere in B. I'd put it somewhere in B. Do you think it's better than E-liter? Is the cutoff.
This is so tough. I feel like
I have been gotten by it a frustrating number of times while playing Splattershot Pro, so I'd be willing to put it above Splattershot Pro.
I feel like it's tough because I think Red Eliter objectively definitely goes in A, but we just both personally aren't that invested into it. But I'm personally invested in it enough in this one to put it in A, but I can put it right behind Eliter.
I'd put it right behind.
I think it's so underrated. It's so... The combo with Splash Wall and Trizuka is really good.
Just to say the kit, yeah, Splash Wall and Trizuka. Now,
so
the alt
cool.
kit...
Get out of here.
Auto Bomb Splatter color screen.
And it's green. It's like bottom of... Okay, it's higher than Blasters. and those ones.
Bad.
And Brella.
Bad.
That's where it is for me.
Sucks. Okay, is there any shooters that we're missing?
Surely.
Novas.
Yay, I'm glad
Novas.
you hate these two.
They're so bad.
It's like Splattershot Pros, but like worse.
I see people use them. I've been killed by the red one a frustrating number of times. I don't know why, specifically the red one.
I can't even...
Pink one, I mean.
I can't even see it. Where is
Anakai.
it? You have to point it out.
Right here. Why are they in here twice? Why are they in here twice? Who made this?
Yeah. At least it's not as long as
Okay.
it looks like.
I just hate it.
For me? Wait, what are the different kits?
Original is Point Sensor Killer Whale 5.1. Alt is Ink Mine Inkjet.
I guess that one's cooler.
That's a pretty good kit.
I think for me, it's like this. That one's like bottom of D, this one's F. I really don't like them.
I feel like if anybody ever watches this, they're gonna be so mad at so many of our takes.
Yeah.
Half of the views that we get on this are just gonna be, they're just gonna call this all rage bait. They're gonna say we're lying.
But you agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we've made our way through probably the biggest category.
Yep.
We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 categories left, and the next one is Sloshers.
Go to category. Some of these are stinkers, aka
Yeah.
the one we're about to talk about.
Blah blah ver.
This is a big stinky D for me.
Possibly playing against. Okay, seeing annoys me less than Aerospray. Playing against annoys me more.
They are so nasty.
Okay, normal kit is Sprinkler Inkstorm.
Why did they give one of them Kraken?
It's very bad. The other one has Angle Shooter Kraken, which is objectively, that is a monster, and not the kind of monster I want to see.
I know. It's so messed up.
This isn't like monster as in like big scary beast with like beefy muscles and like huge teeth. This is like...
It's like Slender
This
Man.
is like... No, not Slenderman. This is like a weird perverted tentacle monster.
Yeah, you're so right.
You know?
This is the weird perverted
I'm
tentacle
so
monster.
sorry to any blah blobber users.
I'm not.
There's a reason why I hate them so much, and it's because you're really good at it, and I acknowledge that, but oh my god, do I hate your weapon.
I think it might be fair to say this is the most toxic weapon in the game. And I'm being
probably
serious.
Is.
It's so messed up.
It probably is.
So, but...
Oh, I hate it. And it plays so much differently than any other weapon in the game.
And this is how I know that it's toxic, is because I hate it, but when I play it, there's a little devil on my shoulder that's like, yes, yes.
It feels wrong.
Yeah, it's like dirty. I think they're both like bottom of D, but the other one is slightly higher.
They don't belong in F because they're actually good weapons.
Yeah, or
But
at least
we
they're...
just hate them.
And they're interesting. And
we just hate them.
I have to say, I like them
Put that one
aesthetically a lot. I
Yeah.
think that they are fun. But, yeah.
Do I want to put them above Clash? No, I don't. Okay.
I might.
If you do, go ahead. Actually,
I
I
might
might
wanna-
want to put them above Brella.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Put them above the Brella.
I hate to say it, I think they're kind of fun, but they are very toxic and messed up.
And I hate them.
I hate them, but...
And
Kinda
I hate them. Okay. OG Slosher.
I
I
love
kind of
it.
feel some affection towards this. It has Splat Bomb and Triple Ink Strike. That's not a bad kit at all.
I
feel like its range is a little difficult to work with. It's very skinny.
It is
and
kind of
I
difficult.
don't like that.
Especially for someone who came from Tri-Slosh.
It plays much differently than the Tri-Sloshers, because the way you play a Tri-Slosher is instead of aiming at your opponent, you aim above them, and that's how you get the most hits.
Yeah.
But Slosher, with how thin its hitbox is, you have to aim at rather than above.
Yeah.
Which makes it a little bit more difficult to play.
I actually really like it. I used to think it was
I think it deserves to be pretty high up.
I used to think it was kind of pointless compared to Tri-Slosher, but I've realized that they have different purposes, and that this actually has a pretty high skill ceiling. And also, I think it earns the right to be, like, the, like, de facto Slosher.
It does.
Because, like, the way it relies on, like, flicks a lot.
It does.
Which is a big Slosher thing. I think I'd put it, like, here.
Okay. Next kit has Angle Shooter Zipcaster. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna say it sounds worse, but the skill ceiling is higher than the original. But also, the fact that they put Zipcaster on this makes me, why did they decide to start balancing Zipcaster on Sloshers? Because if they wanted to make this par with Octo and Luna Caster, then they would have put Zipcaster on Tri-Slosher.
You are cooking. I was just about to say, I've never really thought about it.
And it kind of ticks me off that they didn't put it on Tri-Slosher when they put it on Luna and Squiffer and Octobrush.
I'm not gonna lie though, I definitely hear what you're saying. And
But it does have a higher skill ceiling than the other Slosher.
You're a tri-sloshy, so you probably feel it. I will say, I love tri-slosher, but I'm not I wouldn't call myself a tri-slosher player like you.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they did put Zip on Tri-Slosher, it might be too good.
It might be too
I think
good.
it would be easily the best Zip weapon.
But I feel like if they put Zipcaster on a normal blaster and we were talking about them putting Zipcaster on Luna, we would be calling that too good as well. except they put it in the game.
For me, I would put it. I agree that it has a higher skill ceiling than the first one, but to me that doesn't mean too much. I think the first one is more well-rounded.
All right. Okay.
But I think it
Now
actually
move on
doesn't.
to-
I think Zip doesn't benefit it that much.
Exploshers are very difficult to use, but I'll say once you figure them out, they're probably pretty fun.
I like them. Yeah.
The first kit is Point Sensor and Inkstorm. The second is Splash Wall, Triple Splashdown.
Yeah. My sloshers of choice are usually these or sloshing machines, or if I'm feeling degenerate, it's Tri-Slosher. I never know which one of the Exploshers I like more though. I see the custom used more frequently. Yes, it's used way more, but I just don't like Splashdown, especially on Explosher. But most people do. I'm kind of wrong for that. I think both of the kits don't do the main weapon justice, so they kind of make me sad. I like the original more personally, but that's kind of a bad take.
I'll let you place these.
Okay. I want the record to show that for me, custom is lower, but I think the popular consensus is so much against me that I will honor it. But where it's gonna go in B, I think. For me, it's gonna go. Is it? For me, it's like right below the normal Sloshers. I think the normal Sloshers are just too iconic.
Right.
Where's custom?
I feel like the Exploshers are better. They're objectively too much better. I would actually put them above Charger.
Not
Snipe Rider, though.
Snipe Rider.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't, yeah, sure.
Honestly,
I like them, yeah.
Honestly,
Whatever.
at the same skill level, I'm more afraid of an Explosher than I am a Charger.
Yeah.
A Charger is easier to dodge than Explosher is. That's just burst bombs they're flinging at you. Really. Sloshing Machine.
These are my favorite.
I'm gonna call them Explosher, but worse.
I love them. They're so different than Explosion is the thing.
Well, they're like Arc.
Yeah.
Is extremely similar. We have Fizzy Bomb, Booyah Bomb, and Point Sensor Trizuka.
This is another one where I almost like the kits as much as each other. If I liked Point Sensor more, it would be the case, but I don't really like Point Sensor. But Trizuka almost makes it up. But I prefer the original kit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be difficult, actually, because I would easily put these... In fact, I was thinking of putting these in A. But you don't like... Because I like these a lot. But you don't like them as much as even these.
I'd put this one below Charger.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it'd be up here.
I'll compromise with there then.
Well, for me, a compromise would be here. I guess. I love Slosh.
Can you put it, like, between the two Exploshers?
Oh, brother. Hold on, let me get the other one up here right quick. Where's the other one? Here's the other one. For me, the other one is right below the other Sloshers.
Okay, you sandwich them?
That's how
Sandwich
I feel.
'em? Okay, I can do that. That's fine. Try Slosher, my first baby in this game. This was the first weapon I consistently used that was outside of this shooter territory.
Mm-hmm.
So I have so much affection towards this weapon. I used this a lot. It has Toxic mixed in Inkjet, which says a lot because I am awful at Inkjet. I suck at it. And then they came out with the alt, which has Fizzy Bomb and Tacticooler, which is kind of an set nowadays, but when it came out, it was really good, and that was my main for a long time.
I think the alt is way better.
Really?
Yes.
I agree.
The Tri-Slosher is...
I mean, think about the uses of Tri-Slosher with Toxic Mist.
I mean, it's just good.
That's a beast. And plus,
Yeah.
an experienced Inkjet user is always a monster.
You know what? I mean, I'm not going to say I take it back, but I walk it back a little bit. I think it's not... I think the alt's not way better. I think they're actually pretty equal.
I think objectively, the original is just a little bit better. But for me, I like the alt
I
a little
actually...
better.
Thinking about it, because I went through a little Tri-Slosher phase just to try it out, and oh
Mhm.
my god, it's like terrifying to me how I think it's like so good. Like
It is.
The
It
reason
really is.
the reason
you
I
look at it, and you're like, that weapon's kind of bad. But when you try it out, it's so fun and so good.
the reason I don't play it is because it feels like cheating to me. But like I'm trying to remember which one. I think I played the original when I was playing it, because I think Inkjet actually goes crazy on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that Soda Machine, Tacticooler, goes crazy on it too. For me, I put them right next to each other, and I'd put the original just slightly higher.
That's
I guess.
where I put it.
Yeah.
Also, I
I
just
agree.
think it's cute. It's a little sand toy. You can make beach castles with it. Just the design of it. It's cute. Come on. It is a little uglier than it was. Not
Yeah.
a little, a lot uglier than it was in 2, but it's still cute.
I remember when this game first came out, I thought it was fun how it was like a square, but now I think it's like kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's kind of
Anyways,
ugly.
Tri-Slosher's goated.
Poor thing.
Is that... Oh, wait, Dread Ringer?
Next up would be Dreadringer, yeah.
I have complicated feelings about Dread Ringer. Okay, here's the thing. I believe...
Dreadringer is Suction Bomb
Yes.
Leaf Slider, which is bad.
I believe Prochara had this take too, but the main weapon has so much potential, but the kits are so garbage.
Yeah.
The kits bring it down so much, and it makes me so sad because I remember when it came out and it had the dual fire, and it rivals the original Slosher for being like the epitome of a Slosher because the flicks are so like you can do so much with it, but like the kits. Why did they give it Reef Slider and why did they give it Wavebreaker?
Is on the other one. Wavebreaker, Point Sensor, not Point Sensor. Yes, Beacon, Squid Beacon.
Oh,
I mix up those
hate
names. My
them.
bad. Yeah.
Like they're
Yep.
both, and the thing is that the kits aren't even that bad, but they're just so mediocre that they make it.
I'd be willing to put it in the mid C or B.
Yeah,
It's just such a disappointment.
It's such a disappointment, and I hate to say it too because I still really like Dreadringer despite it because I love the main weapon so much. But like, yeah, for me they're like here. I think I'd put the original slightly higher, but they kind of have different niches.
Yep.
I guess that's where I'd put them. I don't know.
All right.
They make me
more
too
categories to go.
They make me too sad to think about, honestly.
Okay. Next we're in Splatanas.
I love Splatoon. Well,
Now, I haven't used Splatana stampers, or Splatanas in general, much, so this one's gonna be a lot up to Sam again.
that's true. Haven't you only
I've
used
tested them
the
out.
originals?
I've tested all of them out,
Oh, you have?
actually.
Have you used the cavitator?
Yep.
Not
Not the
charcoal.
alt, because it's inkjet, and I don't like inkjet.
Yes.
But I think all of the other ones I've tested out.
Don't you prefer the normal Splatana wiper to stamper? Or did I make
I
that up?
think so, but that's just because I really like the Squid Beacon Tentamissiles kit. Now, keeping in mind, Stamper has Burst Bomb Zipcaster,
I'm not going to lie. This
which is really good.
kind of this might be a crazy take for you. For me, it's like here.
You know what? I'll agree with it.
That's
I'll
wild
agree
to
with
me.
it.
Because I just think they did a great job with it. I think it's a great Splatoon 3 edition. I think it's.
It is.
I don't even want to say it's slept on because people like it, but even then, it's like I think it's still slept on. It's so the skill ceiling's really high. People that are really good with it are crazy. The skill expression and the combos with the different. They have the vertical flick and the horizontal flick and the burst bomb and like there's so many different ways that you can like combo off of it. And then with the zip, I've been. You've noticed I've been saying, like, oh, this is second or third best zip weapon. This is the first, and I will not hear any arguments.
All right. Okay.
It is so good with zip.
All right. Alt Toxic Mist Crab Tank.
Oh my god.
They really just
Why
made
does it
something
exist?
so much worse.
I didn't buy this one because, like, why would I? I'll put it there. Okay, I feel bad because I know that some people use this, and it's not, like, that bad. I actually think it's a good... I'm happy it exists because it's nice to have a different kit because of how sort of polarizing Zipcaster is and because of how hard Zip is to use. But, like, come on. It's, like, not even the same weapon.
Again, if we put your weapon in a low tier, we're not necessarily saying you're bad at the game. We're certain you have mastery in your own fields, and you could probably kick our asses on some days, maybe. But
I assert
we're
superiority.
ranking these with our own biases.
No, I think I'm better than you. I don't actually. Okay, I'm gonna put this one here.
Okay.
Normal Splatana for me.
To the Wipers. Torpedo Ultra Stamp? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's as much as I love Splatana, it might be like I really don't care for normal Splatana. I really don't. It's there for me. It's not D, but it's there for me.
Now, Beacon Missiles.
Yeah, I get why
That's
you like
pretty
it.
good.
It's neat. It's not.
It's fun.
It's not aggressive enough for me. But again, I'm used to Zipcaster, so like that's a pretty high bar. I guess I'd be willing to put it like here. That's where I'd put it.
Alright, and then we have
New kids on the block.
the toothbrushes, the decavitators.
I was very hyped when these came out.
They fell off pretty fast.
I wanted them to be I wanted Mint Decavitator specifically to be my main, which was tough because it has the worst kit. Slightly. Only slightly, though.
Suction Bomb Bubbler.
But still, I was really coping. I was trying to convince myself that it was better than Splatana Stamper. It's really not.
It's not.
However, I do still think it's goated, and for me, it at least deserves a home and
People
A.
who knows how to use it knows how to use it.
I just think it's really fun.
Okay. And then we have Charcoal, which is Splashball Inkjet.
And the other
Different play style? I'd say just as good.
it's
Maybe a little
it's
better.
a little better.
It is a little better.
For me, most people agree it's a little better. It's just...
Mm-hmm.
I personally like this one better. I like the poking tool of a bomb.
Yep.
But
Splashball is still pretty good.
and Inkjet's good with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is another instance where I think the duality of the kits are really nice. I think they offer two divergent play styles that both complement the weapon.
Yeah, that was a quick category. Next, we're on to Splatlings. Is gonna be a while.
Yay!
There's a lot of them. Okay, starting off with Ballpoint. That's your current main.
I wouldn't say my main, but I want it to be my main.
Nobody mains this though, is the thing.
And that's
But,
why
hey,
I want...
nobody mains Flingza, so I can't rag on it too bad.
That's why I want it to see more love.
Now, Ballpoint has Fizzy Bomb Inkjet.
I adore this weapon, and I think it's so slept on. For me,
I'm gonna say something you might hate.
It's here.
I think the Alt kit is objectively better. It has Ink Mine Ink Vac.
no.
When I see a Ballpoint used, this is the kit I'm seeing used. I don't know if that's what everybody else sees, but this is what I see.
And I think they're wrong. I think Inkjet on Ballpoint goes crazy.
I have had to every single time I see you use it though, it does make me nervous and I have to rush in to guard your jump spot.
And like being able to use the Rizzy bomb to like zone people in to get them like moving the way you want to go.
Bomb.
It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think the original's fine, but like, not gonna lie, Ballpoint giving it Ink Mine and Inkvac is like overkill. It's like trying to protect itself so hard, and it's like, come on, man, you're not a Hydra or a Heavy. What do you think you are? You don't need that. That's my opinion. For me, I love this guy so much. It's like, it's very precious to me. It's
very
there,
fair.
at least. For me, I'd put it higher.
I still think objectively the alt is better, but if you really don't want to put it above your baby, then I won't make you, but I want them to be next to each other.
For me, it would be at least like a tier below, but I will be willing to do that.
Alright. Next up is normal Splatling. Very iconic.
I have to say...
Terrifying in the first game. Mm-hmm. Sprinkler Wavebreaker.
Splatlings as a category are my like most respected ones that I don't really consider myself to be a player of.
They're fun, and also just the way the characters look holding them it's cool. It's intimidating.
I've always wanted to get more into them. Ballpoint's the only one I really use.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Heavy is really cool. Obviously, the one with Kraken is better, though.
Very fair. The other one is Point Sensor Kraken, which I feel like is so much better.
But the original is cool. Mid. I think it's like...
That's good.
Here.
Yeah. I'd say that's good.
And the other one is like right above it? At least a tier above.
At least a tier above.
Not gonna lie.
No, put it below E-liter. Put it below E-liter.
Yeah. I feel like we might need to move New Squiffer up. The more stuff we add, the lower this gets, and we need to be reminded that it's goated.
Alright, that's fair. I agree with that positioning.
Okay.
Next, Hydras.
Iconic.
Possibly the most terrifying thing to see on an enemy team.
They're so fun.
The original has Auto Bomb, Booyah Bomb. The other one is invalid.
These are so cool. I need to get more into these, but like they're just too much for me, and that's why I have so much respect for people who play them.
Mm-hmm.
For me, they're like up here with Eliter. To me, these are like they're like clasping
like
arms. Yeah,
those are like Pokemon rivals, like best friend. Do not put it below Squiffer. Do not put it below Squiffer.
Okay.
Don't. Okay.
I do think it's fun having them next to each other.
No, I do jerk reaction want to say Custom Hydra is invalid just because of splatter color screen.
Yeah.
But I think
mine is cool though.
Mine, it gets so much use out of mine, especially if it can get good positioning for it. I would put it maybe right below the Squiffer.
What?
Just okay, come on. Mine is so much use. It slows opponents down, and that's exactly what Hydra needs. Splatter color screen nerfs it though.
It does.
But
so
nobody says you have to use your special. Okay? Alright. No one says you have to use it.
I just can't see myself ever picking it above the other one. Can you? I know mine, but
I can, just because mine, and I just wouldn't use the special.
Yeah, but you're a
mine
player.
It can be useful in some modes, even if you can't see the other team. I feel like it is useful in zones. Just for forcing movement.
To put it not in C, but like I don't want to put it that high in B. For me, it's like there.
It has to at least be better than a normal charger. Come on.
I don't think so.
Come on.
You don't really see these compared to the normal these.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just biased for mine. I really like mine, if you can't tell. Okay. Mini Splatling might not even belong with the Splatlings. I feel like it's like teetering on the edge of being a normal shooter. But it does have Burst Bomb and Ultra Stamp. It's trying so hard to be a mobile weapon, but it's not. And it's not stationary either. It's like an abomination child. Now, Wasabi Mini Splatling from Splatoon 1 was my very first main after Dual Squelcher. But I felt so devastated when it wasn't in Splatoon 2.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only thing I can say for mini Splatlings.
I went through a little mini Splatling phase in Splatoon 2, so I have a little bit of it in my blood. I really like mini Splatling. I think it's so funny. I think it's actually not that bad, but it's also not great. I admit it's not great. And, I have to be biased because it has Burst Bomb.
Or wait, was it Wasabi Splatter Shot? I don't think it was.
Was it? I remember you talking about that before.
That's called Wasabi Splatter Shot. So the Splatling I'm thinking of must have been a different food.
Oh.
Hang on. I have to look for it now.
Everyone says the Zinc the Zinc mini Splatling is better.
Was it Kensa? Zinc? I'm looking. I have to find it. I've got to find it. No, Zinc is in 3.
Yeah.
Or was it in the original? It was in the original, but that's not the one that I used. Hang on. I have to find it.
Splatoon 1 mini Splatling.
Okay, I have to find it.
I'm going to find a place for this, and then we'll talk about it.
Was it soda? Surely not.
This is so hard. We're gonna disagree on this one. That's okay.
That's fine. You can place it. Whatever.
For me, it's higher than anything brushes, but I know for you it's not.
I want to remember it. Dang it. Okay, let me just pull up the big list of weapons.
For me, Zinc is right behind it. But most people would probably disagree on that.
Okay. Refurbished, it was called. I don't know why I thought it was called Wasabi. This was my main. It was white and orange. And has Burst Bomb and Bomb Rush.
Awesome.
You've gotta love that one, Sam.
Bomb Rush was so funny.
That was my second main. My first main, one of the Dual Squelchers. I bet I can tell which one it was just by looking at it. Okay, normal Dual Squelcher had Splat Bomb Echolocator. I feel like that was probably it.
I know no one's not
Let me find the second one.
No one's really sad that Bomb Rush is gone, but I kind of am because it was
kind of
awesome.
It was kind of funny.
It's so... I like it, especially when...
It was the funniest one.
Especially when I could throw a bunch of Burst Bombs.
Okay. I can't find Would Dual Squelchers be under Dualies nowadays? Or no, here it is. I feel like it was the custom Dual Squelcher that I used. What did it have?
Squelcher.
Squid Beacon Killer Whale. I might have also used that one. I can't remember.
You might have swipped.
I might have flip-flopped around. But yeah, that was my first main. Anyway, where are we?
This is where I put the minis. I feel kind of strongly about them, but that's where I
would put them below Paintbrush.
Yeah, I know you would.
You can put the worst one of the two below Paintbrush. Yay! I feel like that's a good
People
compromise.
will be mad at me putting that one lower, but I don't care.
Okay. Nautilus. I love it. It was my main for a while. The other one is better. The alt is better.
Yeah,
Normal Nautilus has Point Sensor Ink Storm. Alt Nautilus has Suction Bomb Triple Splashdown.
It's kind of messed up because
it's so good.
My pride makes me want to use the original more because I think the newer one is cringe. Mm-hmm. But it's just objectively it's a lot worse. But I like it more. It's the one that I play, but it's worse.
These are still worse than normal Hydra, but they're better than base Splatling. I would put it there.
I put that one there. The other one
I'd say is right above it.
I think it might be a little higher.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie.
I can't put it above Hydra.
I know you're a Nautilus player here. I think, and I'm a ballpoint player. But I see why people play Nautilus.
Are you saying it?
I think Nautilus is the best Splatling.
I'd put it. Me personally, that's where I put it. Unless
above
you're
bucket,
willing it
above Tri-Slosh.
Yes, because when I started playing Nautilus, it was my first main after Tri-Slosh. I remember saying so many times how hard Nautilus's Mog Tri-Sloshers. That's where I'd put it, unless you'd want to put it above your Dualies. But I'll leave that up to you.
I don't. But
Alright.
again, I
That's
again,
fine.
I don't even care for Nautilus that much. But I think it is the best. I hate to say it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it would be. For me, it's. I kind of want to put it below buckets. But I mean, if you want to put it below buckets as like a power statement,
I have to put
that's
it there.
okay.
I have to put it there.
Okay.
Heavy edit Splatlings. I hate saying it. They're the best kind of Splatlings. They.
You don't think? Do you think they're better than Nautilus?
This is the Splatling that made me find a different main. Just because when they came out, they destroyed me.
That's so
They
sad.
crippled me. They got in a semi-truck and ran me over 57 times on my motorcycle.
And you know
like,
the extra messed up part is that both of the kits are
both
really
of the
good.
Kits are, yeah. The first one,
brother.
The first one is Curling Bomb Tacticooler. The second is Splat Bomb Crab Tank. I resent this weapon so much.
You know what?
But they're objectively, in my opinion, the best Splatlings. At least when they came out.
I really, really don't want to say it so much that I'm not putting it on record.
It pains me. It pains me to say it.
Okay, listen, and I don't want to say I don't want to say it because I don't like heavy edits. I do like heavy edits. I like them. I think they're fun. I think they're cool. I don't have anything against them.
I'd put it.
It just makes me sad because I think
here.
Nautilus deserves
or
it.
here. Well,
For me, it's behind
I'd
Classic.
leave my Nautilus above it. This is objectively better than the classics. It's just it just
Yeah,
is. It just
is.
is. I'd put it there or above the Swiffer.
I honestly think the alt kit is better,
Yeah, that's fair.
but only by a little bit because I think they're both
So
good.
just put it right above.
Yeah.
Right above.
Yeah, it's hard for me. For me, getting in front of new Swiffer is a tough challenge to cross. That's
You're
like
dead.
this is the big barrier.
You're
for
dead.
me.
You're just dead.
But
It's like okay. I'm gonna say it. I play weapons where you have to be very, like, unpredictable in your paths in order to approach heavier weapons. And trying to approach one of these things feels like I'm playing the red light, green light from Squid Game. That's what it feels like.
That's actually real.
If I move
Yeah.
wrong or don't stop in time and hide once, I am dead.
Yeah.
Dead. I don't even have a second to think. I'm just dead. And I hate it.
As a Splatling lover, I love these because they do feel like the kind of epitome of a Splatling. It's like a hybrid between Hydra and normal, I think. It's like
It is.
but it has like
But it has
good
more mobility.
And I love that they gave the alt kit Crab Tank. Crab Tank on Splatling feels so powerful.
This is a terrifying weapon that I wish I knew how to use.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I need to use it more. I've
Only
used it a good bit.
one more?
We got stringers.
One more.
And
Yep.
Oh, is that it? Yeah.
Yep.
Because the rest are orders.
Because I don't want to do the Grizzco weapons. I feel like that's cheating.
Okay.
Orders,
yeah, I agree.
story mode, which I feel like doesn't even count, and
Yeah.
then Grizzco weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, so all we have left is stringers, starting with the reflexes.
You know.
Objectively, the best inker in the game, I think.
There's no way.
At least
There's
it
no
used to
way.
be. It was
Not even
calculated.
close.
It was calculated. At least for a little while, it was the most ink efficient weapon in the game. It inked faster than anything else in the game.
That is so hard for me to believe.
I'm not kidding.
I can believe that you saw that somewhere, but I want to look into that after this because that's
they
crazy
hosted
to me.
a lot of Splatoon YouTubers hosted a tournament where they played games against each other where they weren't allowed to splat each other. They just inked the ground, and almost every single person was using reflux.
That's so wild.
Okay.
Because in my mind, like it's like even worse at inking than normal, like Tri-Stringer, because they like buffed Tri-Stringer recently.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard for me.
Tri-Stringer inks very well. I've played Tri-Stringer for a while. If you're losing, you can bring back a game just by going past and focusing on inking for the last 10 seconds of the game. I have won like that multiple times, more than multiple, like a very like unsettling number of times.
I love Tri-Stringer, but I feel like we're playing different weapons because I feel like the reason they buffed it was because it notoriously kind of sucked at inking in the past. And then they
maybe
buffed it,
that's
and then it's
after the
okay.
buff. That's probably after the buff.
But even after the buff, it's like not that great.
Okay, normal reflux have curling bomb and tenta missiles. We don't need to talk about the alt. Splash wall reef slider. No.
Yeah, I get that one out of here. I'm gonna rank that one first
sucks.
because I don't. Is that this
It's
one?
bad. Yeah.
Like
You can put that in
D?
D.
Higher than these.
Yeah, higher than the blasters. Higher than the Brella. No, not higher than the blobs. Not higher than the blobs. Okay. But
I've had
normal reflux is a really good weapon. Difficult to use, very good weapon.
I've had you kind of. This is one of the biggest weapons you had influence on me on, because I used to hate both of the reflexes.
But we went through a period where I played Tri-Stringer and you played Reflux. I remember that. That happened.
I think that's why I played Reflux, was because you were playing Tri-Stringer, and you were like, oh, Reflux is good, and I was like, no, it's not, but then I played it because I didn't want to play the same weapon as you, and then I was like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
I still think it's just like a lamer version of the normal Tri-Stringer.
I feel like I want to put this in A. I'd compromise high B.
I'm not putting it in A. I'm definitely not putting it above Squiffer. Listen, I'm saying it grew on me because of you, but it's still like not.
That's good for me. Maybe below the Splatling.
Maybe
below
like,
Squeezer.
For me, it's like here. It's like above this.
Above, yeah, okay, that's fine.
I don't love it,
That's
but
fine.
I think it's a fun Tenta missile weapon. It's fun to use Tenta missiles on.
Tri-Stringer, the weapon I'm currently trying to main. I love
Really?
it.
Are you still playing it?
Yeah, I am. I would love to
you
put
are.
this in S. It has Toxic Mist Killer Whale, which doesn't sound like anything crazy, but it's actually really, really good. A very good kit for this.
Sorry.
Maybe not S. We can put it in A. I'm looking at S. That type of weapon that we put in S, we can put it in A.
Listen, I love both of the weapons that they added to this game.
Okay.
But it's
let's not be crazy here. Let's not be crazy.
Listen, I played Tri-Stringer before, like long before you did. I love it. I think
So you played it before the buff.
Well, and after that, it's still probably my top 10. Like, I think I probably have more hours on it than you still, but like, I really like it. But it's really good though. I think it's like before I started playing Bamboozler and GooTuber, in my head, it was just like a better charger. And for most of the time, I still think that's the case.
Okay. Tri-Stringer is better than most chargers. It's not better than E-Liter, though, simply because it can splat over walls.
I'll say they have different purposes.
Yep.
But I think in general, it might be better than E-Liter.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
E-Liter
inks like crazy. If you know how to ink with it.
I think I love the first kit, even though it's like... No, actually, I'm not even going to say it. I was going to say even though it's not that great, but I actually think it is great. And all of you are tweaking.
The alt kit,
Alt
Sprinkler
kit's fine.
Super Chump. Sprinkler is awful, Super Chump is main weapon's still good.
Yes. This weapon was good
Leave it there.
because it helped with the inking, because it sucked at inking, and then
it got buffed for inking.
But then the buff
fine.
wasn't... When I say it got buffed, it was like only a little bit. Like, it wasn't that much, because I think...
I ink just fine with Tri-Stringer. I can flee...
Yeah, me too.
Almost as fast as I can with a Flingza.
Yeah, me too.
With a
It's because you're good.
Yeah, it's because I'm goated.
But like the ink is not that great. I think I still put it higher than Reflux. I think I'd put it just above Reflux, maybe.
No, put that one just below.
Fair, only because I would never choose it over the other one.
Because a good Reflux player can get a Tri-Stringer player. A good Tri-Stringer player is playing the original kit and not the alt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, and...
We have big differences on this one.
Only thing left is Wellstring. I played this for a while. This is what convinced me to start playing Tri-Stringers.
Yeah. But I think it fell off for you, didn't it? Because now you much prefer the original, right?
Yeah, Tri-Stringer is better just because of the range, but Wellstring is... Okay. If a Tri-Stringer and Wellstring are fighting each other, the Tri-Stringer wins. But if a Wellstring is playing in a match that there's no Tri-Stringer in, it does much better than the Tri-Stringer does, just simply because of the range, the wide range that it has. in my opinion.
I don't care.
Neither of its kits are that good, though, in my opinion.
I don't really care for this weapon because when it came out, I was still really into Tri-Stringer, and I was, like, really disappointed by it because I love Tri-Stringer, and I always thought it was worse. However, like, in hindsight, I think it provides a really interesting and unique role as a weapon that not many other weapons fill. Like, it's kind of like a crowd control thing, like, it just, like, laying down. It doesn't really do too much on its own, but, like, its effect on top of the team...
It's an amazing support weapon.
It's pretty cool. But it also...
Neither of the kits are good.
Yes, it's a very nuanced weapon.
Yeah, we have Auto Bomb, Ultra Stamp, and Point Sensor Wave Breaker. You do not need to put Point Sensor and Wave Breaker on the same damn weapon. I'm so sorry.
It kind of suffers from the Dreadringer problem, in my opinion, because I think the main weapon has a lot of potential, but the kits are not great. I actually think that the Wavebreaker kit is, like, maybe better, which is crazy. I don't know. I mean, Autobomb's good for it.
Also, I think it's crazy that they put 5 shots on the Tri-Stringer category.
Yeah.
I think that was crazy, but I like the weapon. It's cute. I had, like, a cute little outfit made for it, and I felt really cool playing it, but...
I'd put
it's definitely not my cup of tea anymore.
I'd put it
I still love it.
A little higher than I used to, but it's definitely not higher than B.
I'd put it high B. I'd put it between.
Below these.
No, I'd put it between.
Okay, but which kid do you like more?
I
think I like the custom one.
I played custom more.
Okay. Oh,
Even
really?
though I said you don't need to put Point Sensor and Wave Breaker on the same, but keeping in mind I suck at Ultra Stamp. I think objectively...
I thought you would have done it for Autobomb, because you kind of like Autobomb.
Maybe objectively, well, the original is just a little itsy-bitsy tiny bit better. If I could, I would put these two images overlapping each other, but I can't, so I guess that's how I'll put them.
I like the custom kit. I think Wavebreaker's pretty good for it. I wish that I could put the Autobomb on the custom kit, but I can't.
Yeah, that'd be nice to, like, swap them.
For me, it honestly goes like this, honestly. But again, I'm a big Tri-Stringer supremacist over the other ones, so.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, I can do that.
I just think Sprinkler on a Tri-Stringer.
Okay.
Okay, and that's all of them. That's all the ones we're gonna do. I don't.
You want to do Rainmaker?
Yo, you're my favorite main. Actually,
I think it's like high B.
I know that, like, this weapon is like it's supposed to be like difficult to use, but when I play Rainmaker, I actually get consistent kills with this thing. Like, if you practice with it and you can figure out how to use it, then you can get pretty freaking good at it. You can be a menace with this. Like, I have gotten, like, the majority of my kills in a Rainmaker match with the Rainmaker. If you know when to shoot and where to shoot, you can be a complete menace with this. And that's why I always gun it for the Rainmaker every single time when I'm playing that mode. I know it can be annoying for my teammates, but I just know I'm good at carrying it.
I could not put it in last unless I was really banking on the iconic factor, which I think only put it in A.
I feel like if I could have any piece of Splatoon merchandise, I would want an in real life Rainmaker. It would just be so cool.
For me, it's like there.
Okay. I wanted to put an S for the funny.
Not funny enough for me.
Okay, fine. Alright, and that's the completed tier list. We only put 5 in S, and they're all, like, our babies and iconic. This one isn't either of those, but it made it there anyway.
Babies. I use it a lot. It's probably, like, my top 5 most used weapons.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's been the most consistently good.
Yeah.
Almost. I feel like our A is a little questionable. This is just the rank of the ones that are kind of our babies, but not really.
Some of these are my babies. So, definitely some of these are ones that I wanted to put in S, aka Splash and Ballpoint, but I know I couldn't because I'm not allowed.
High B, I'd say, is, like, objectively good weapons
that
that we don't really like to use. Bottom ones would be A if they didn't suffer from something else.
Yeah, a lot of them are like worse kits or something.
Mm-hmm. C, I think, is a pretty good mid-tier. Looking back, I would have put Luna Blaster higher, but I can't because you hate blasters so much. Looking back, I think I would move Luna up to B.
Up to B. Yeah, I can't do that, sorry.
See, do you see what I have to work with here? Do you see what I have to work with here?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if I was getting my way, it would be an F.
D is mid-weapons that we just have some kind of personal vendetta against. And then F are the ones that we just personally hate with a passion.
Yeah, they're stinky.
Yeah.
One final thing I would want to ask about
Yes.
is final evaluation. Because these are kind of a prickly subject for me. But, like, both of these blasters, do you think they're fine there? Or do you think they should be higher up? Because for me, I put them above the brushes, but you were the one that did the brushes, so I don't know if you intentionally put them below them or not.
I might be willing to put them above base charger, because I remember not really worrying about chargers at all. I remember, like, pushing against chargers when I was a blaster player, so I think I'd be willing to move those up.
CRB below the normal charger. I have a lot of respect for the normal charger.
I feel like CRB is scarier to normal charger.
It is.
Just because of the range.
It is.
Like, I feel like we leave it there.
Fine.
No. I feel like this list would make, like, thousands of people very, very angry and very, very confused.
This list is
you have
really
to listen
weird.
to every single one of our, like, opinions on every single weapon to understand even a, like, glimpse, even, like, a little tiny fraction of this list.
And this video is, like, 3 hours long.
Yeah, I want to lay down. I didn't realize how many weapons are in Splatoon.
It's mostly because we wanted to really talk about it because we are passionate about it.
Yeah.
But
if you don't play Splatoon and you're looking at this magnitude of weapons, there's probably one for you, right?
So true.
Right? You should give the game a little try.
Just don't look at these ones. Don't look at those
And don't
ones.
look up fan art.
Um,
Okay. No matter what you do, it's okay for you to touch any of these weapons, but no matter what you do, never, ever, ever, ever touch that one, okay? Never, ever touch this one. I'm sorry, I just realized our little thing was blocking it. Never, ever touch this, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. If you never lay fingers on that, then we can be friends.
Mm-hmm. Well.
I think that's it.
Opinions. So fun.
Yippee!
Goodbye.
Bye-bye!